601 here. And what's the deal? Roxanne is stuck somewhere or what? She can't find her what?
Yeah, this building gives us security key passes to get in and out.
Yeah, that's something a lot of businesses do. Yeah, it's not a real rarity to have a little key card to get into the building. Yeah.
Right, I understand that.
Kind of common. Yeah.
But the one requirement is that you bring it with you to work every day.
Gotta have it with you. So gotta have a key card. If your business has a door with a little security pad and you gotta put your key card on the pad, you're right. Can't have that key card at home.
So
not going to do you much good.
As the show intro
However, Roxanne's into all the telepathic stuff. Oh, she is in the studio now.
All right.
Okay, so Festus.
I made it.
Yeah, Festus said, "Man, I think I got to go right now to help let Roxanne in. She can't find her key card."
I couldn't find it anywhere.
We were about to send Coop out to get you, so you just suddenly appeared. What did you will the door open? Did you do a Witch Mountain thing or something?
Oh God!
Return to Roxanne Mountain.
Whoa.
I changed my body into a different form, and then I just went through the door like osmosis.
Oh, like Wonder Twins from the League of what was that? League of Justice? Or
it was the Justice League.
The Justice League. Yeah. Wonder Twin, form of water.
See, that was the thing about
Wonder Twins powers activate. Hey, Coop, dig that up on YouTube. Would you? Wonder Twins powers activate. Coop has no idea what we're talking about.
So
this is like mid-'70s stuff. This is like cartoon Saturday morning crap when I was like 7, 8, 9 years old. Opening up a can of Chef Boyardee raviolis, eating them cold right out of the can, watching Saturday morning cartoons.
The thing about the Wonder Twins is one could only be into the form of an animal, and the other one only in a form of water.
Oh, is that it?
Yes.
That's the only things they did?
Yeah, like form of an iceberg.
Oh, wait a minute. You mean one was never like form of a D9 caterpillar bulldozer?
No. And then they had that monkey.
Oh, yeah. What was that stupid monkey's name?
Gleek? Gleep?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I do remember that show.
Gleek.
Now that you say the monkey, yeah.
Gleek?
Yeah.
Isn't Gleek when you
when you spit when you're talking and it comes from the back of your throat like a string of spit?
Well, no, I think you're close, but I think Gleek, you've got like salivary glands in your mouth and sometimes you can squirt. I don't even know where the damn thing's located, but there's all kinds of junk, and it just squirts out. That's what gleeking is. Hey, Coop, did you get the Wonder Twins powers activating yet?
I think I found it.
All right, let's see. I got Generation Z, Coop, who's probably never seen the Wonder Twins. Have you ever seen this?
I've never heard of this in my life.
You never heard of the Justice League or
the Justice League? Yeah, but they don't have these heroes anymore.
Well, that carries forward into is that Marvel or what?
That's DC.
DC. I can't keep track.
They have good characters now.
All right, so the Justice League was it League of Justice or Justice League?
It was the Justice League.
Okay,
and they
Justice League, and what was it? It was Batman and Superman and Aquaman and
Green Lantern. I think's one.
Wonder Woman, Robin.
Right.
So but I've never heard of the Wonder Twins.
Let me hear the Wonder Twins powers activating. Go ahead and roll it.
Wonder Twin powers activate. Shape of an eagle.
Form of water.
Shape of an eagle. Form of water.
and
Yay!
And she would carry him in a bucket to the emergency.
Right.
Because the water you can easily transport.
In a bucket. In a Home Depot 5-gallon orange bucket. All right, so Roxanne, how'd you mysteriously get in if you couldn't find your key card?
Okay, because...
Did you pull it out of your...
Well, no, actually, I was digging, rooting through my purse trying to find it. And then then all of a sudden, 6 a.m., boom, the door opened. Because that's when the doors open, I guess.
Oh, that's high security.
Isn't it great?
Well, that's great. That's fantastic.
The door just unlocks itself.
Well, wait a minute. So how do you get up in here then?
And then I just said, you know what? I'm just going to stick the whole purse at every angle against the door, and it opened.
Oh, so you're one of those where you have no idea what's in your purse, and there's all kinds of crap. There's probably a blowtorch hidden in there.
Yeah, there very well may be.
Everything's in there.
Yes.
Man, you'd be great on that show with, what was it, the Monty Hall?
Let's make a deal.
Yeah, Wayne Brady does that now, right? Don't they have a new version of Let's Make a Deal with Wayne Brady?
I think he's been doing it for like 15 years, so. But yes. let's make a deal. And if you can pull out a blowtorch in that purse,
Yeah.
I'll give you $300.
Hey, Roxanne, is this a special day for you with all your weird stuff?
Oh, yes, it is. It is. It's, if you're into numerology,
Yeah,
today's a very special
Why
day.
don't you hold on to that?
Okay.
Were you awake at a certain time this morning? Because if you're really into it, then, well, I'll explain in a minute. And Roxanne, and yeah, big special day, numerology. Woo! All early morons in the news on the way. We're back in a minute. Don't move. It's the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Just getting ready. St. Elmo's Fire, man, those were the days for Demi Moore, huh?
Oh, they really were.
Oh man, those were the days. I'm just having a flashback to Demi. How do you say her damn name? Is it Dummy? Is it Demi?
I think
Is
it's
it Demi? Is it Demi Glaze? Is it
I've gone with Demi Glaze.
Demi Glaze? It's because there's like a certain way to say Demi. Because I know I've been corrected over the years. No, that's Demi. You're Demi. Or whatever the hell it is. But man, that's when she was.
She was smoking hot.
Yeah,
in
she
St.
was.
Elmo's Fire.
Yeah, St. Elmo's Fire.
And then she kept it together. What was a stripper movie that she did? Oh, her body looked amazing in
with
that.
The boob job that looked like what? Grapefruit
Launching to the moon.
Looked like
yes.
grapefruit on plywood.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Grapefruit. Yeah.
Yes. I did
Delicious.
That's what I like.
For breakfast.
That's the boob job that I'm like. I like the grapefruit on plywood.
I'm on the Demi grapefruit diet.
That's good stuff. All right, so welcome, folks. It is the MJ Morning Show. Roxanne, obviously, and Fester, Coop, me, MJ, no Froggy for the rest of the week. Yeah. Would you like to spy on Froggy?
I really would.
Would you like to just send Buck, our video guy with a hidden camera, to the Orlando Convention Center and just surreptitiously just record Froggy and try to get him with his pitch? Because Froggy runs the family business. You know what? He kind of walked into a cushy deal. So Froggy marries Kim, which that marriage, I don't get that one. I know that people don't get Michelle and me, but so Froggy marries Kim. Kim used to be the promotion manager over at Clear Channel, and then it became iHeart. So that's where they met, and they're married for a long time. They've got 2 kids, Max and Luke.
Yeah.
And turns out that Kim's dad, he started and ran a very successful industrial shelving business. Like big warehouse shelves, like giant pallet racks, the forklifts that go all the way to the top, and like Sam's Club and Costco,
but even retail spaces
and BJ's, that kind.
When you think about every store you go into, they all have shelving.
Yeah, you go into like a hardware store, all the displays for like chainsaws and all kinds of so he does all these big store displays, or you go into a Walgreens or a CVS.
Yeah, it's one of those. It's not like the sexiest thing, but everybody needs them.
Supermarket shelving, and those things on the wall with the hooks that you hang product on. He does all of that. Store fixtures, warehouse fixtures. So Froggy's father-in-law had this really successful company going, and then Froggy was part of the MJ Morning Show. We end the MJ Morning Show back in 2012, the first run at FLZ, and then Froggy, with nothing to do, goes into the family business. And it's like a really successful business. I'm talking, millions and millions and millions and millions a year in sales. I mean, it's a pretty successful business. And then suddenly Froggy's learning the ropes, and here we are, fast forward to right now, Froggy's been running the business because the father-in-law retired. I think he just kind of sits back and collects mailbox money, but that's a whole different story. But
as he should.
So Froggy became like a shelving guy, and then of course I go back to the crew, and this was, when did we start the podcast? What year was that?
September of 2020. No, September of 2019. September of 2019.
Yeah, because we brought the MJ Morning Show back in October of 2020.
That's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we brought the MJ Morning Show back. Our first day back here on Q105, working for the Beasley family. That was October 5th of 2020.
Right.
So we started a podcast in 2019. We did an MJ Morning Show podcast once a week, like a reunion podcast. It was going to be a one-off, but then it was so successful, and we had like tens of thousands of downloads. We're like, we probably ought to do this I think we started out doing it every other week.
For like the first 10 episodes, it was every other week.
And then we started doing it every week. And then, Beasley says, hey, you want to relaunch the MJ Morning Show on Q105? I'm like, yeah, let's chat. And then I call Fester. He's selling RVs at General RV. I call Froggy. He's rolling in dough doing the family shelf crap. And, well, I got them both back. And this represents the smaller part of their income at this point.
I'm sure it does.
My life now consists of a couple of hours of making jokes with my friends and then going to work.
then selling RVs.
That's really all it is.
So Froggy, a couple of times a year, he's got to go do trade shows. So Froggy is at the Orlando. Sometimes he goes to Indiana. Sometimes he goes all over the place, right?
The big Midwest hardware show is in Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, right?
And then the
that's when he goes to St. Elmo's Steakhouse. Speaking of St. Elmo's Fire, right?
Yes, they're famous for their shrimp, which is the weirdest thing to be famous for in Indianapolis.
Yeah, you think of shrimp when you think of Indiana. Now, listen, I'm thinking of the Gulf Coast here and some good Gulf, 9-count, 8-count shrimp, whatever. U8s, whatever they call them. U8s, the big giant shrimp.
Big ones.
Yeah.
So Froggy goes to these trade shows, and I think like the Southeastern hardware broker convention is going on right now at the Orlando Convention Center, the Orange County Convention Center.
Do you have to say it like that if you're going to it? Because it's like a manly convention, Southeast. Just how you said it.
That's because I say
sure
everything in an announcer voice.
I'm sure there are plenty of women there at the trade show.
I'm sure there are.
Yeah, I'm sure there are plenty of women calling the shots over there. So that's where Froggy is. So Froggy is like all in serious mode at a trade show in Orlando, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And that's why I'd love to send a hidden camera over there and just spy on Froggy and see what he's like. Because, he's a goofball here on the show.
I have a Froggy question.
Yes.
We do a pretty, I would call it, lighthearted morning show.
Mm-hmm.
We have a lot of fun.
That's fair.
Don't come up with goofy descriptions. Hey, it's a lighthearted morning show.
Listen,
hey, it's Chad and Christy and Fester and Froggy.
All right, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the goal of the
not
show.
Serious.
Yeah, the goal of the show is mostly to be funny. And you know how medicated Froggy is to get through an episode of this show. I mean, it's every day.
He is an official Florida card-carrying medical marijuana user.
How medicated does he have to be to stand through a dirge of a hardware convention show with, the guy who owns a store in Hoover, Alabama?
I know. But I know. I've been to Hoover, Alabama. All right, so right outside of Mobile.
Birmingham.
I'm sorry, right outside of Birmingham. Right. I've been to Mobile. I've been to Birmingham. Sometimes I just confuse my Alabamas. All right, so here's the deal. So I'm curious because Froggy comes into our show after a break. Like we'll play a commercial break. That's how we make money. We got to play commercials for our great sponsors, and then Froggy will come back from a break, and man, he will reek of the ganj. I mean, do you think he takes breaks at the trade show, then walks back out on the floor, and then customers are in the booth are like, "What smells like a grow house?"
Oh yeah.
Hey, I have grow houses. I need some shelving for my pot plants.
You came to the right guy. Welcome to Froggy Fixtures. Here's what you need.
Probably makes his sales tactics more smooth.
I wonder if he's
relaxed.
What if he's medicating at the convention? Seriously, the potential clients roll in and he smells like the Spicoli van inside of Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
So today and tomorrow they're building their display, and I think the trade show starts on Thursday and goes through the weekend.
Oh, geez, I didn't get to Roxanne and the numerology. So take 10 seconds here, and we'll push it to the next segment.
Okay.
I got morons in the news coming up as well. So today, we'll get into a much greater explanation probably in the 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock hour. But today is 2/22/22.
Yeah,
right.
It's super Tuesday. It's all those twos together. So in numerological, in that world, that's like a really big deal because I don't know if something magical could happen or if it just is like cool to write that out.
It's magical. Like Doug Henning it's all magical.
I just got a little glimpse as to what Roxanne would sound like if she had Tourette syndrome.
Oh, speaking of that, Michelle's friend sent Michelle sent a whole Michelle's friend sent her a whole bunch of links, TikTok videos of a teenager with Tourette.
Yes.
Oh, no.
Have you seen that?
No, I have not.
My jury's out on this. Whether I'm kind of uncomfortable. Listen, I've known numerous people with Tourette syndrome, and it's mostly just tics. It's the vocal outbursts are more on the rarer side of Tourette syndrome. Hold on to that thought. And then, Roxanne, we got to get into your weird numerology stuff because, it's 2/22/22, and Were you awake at 2:22 and 22 seconds a.m.?
As a matter of fact, I was. Daviana kicked me in the head.
Oh, jeez. Why are you letting your kids sleep in your bed? That's a whole different story. All right, hold on. Back in a minute. It is a loaded day here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. MJ Morning Show at Q105. MJ here with Roxanne and Fester. No Froggy trade show. He's back on Monday, selling shelves in Orlando at some convention center deal. Coop, our producer, in the booth. All right, before I get to morons in the news. So with today being 2/22/22, also early in the month we had 2/2/22. So what's a better one? Is there any better day? Was February 2nd at 2/2/22? Was that a better 2-day than today being 2-day Tuesday? Oh, it's also PDQ's Day. So today we're going to be giving away a PDQ gift card. So keep listening. And it's a $2 PDQ gift card.
Oh, gosh.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm kidding.
I'd like half a sandwich, please.
No. It's
like one crisp.
It's more than a $2 gift card. We got a PDQ gift card to give away. It's PDQ's Day. Sometime during the show, I'll get the urge, and we'll just give away a PDQ gift card. So stand by. $50. I'll get you some sandwiches and some tenders. Nice $50 PDQ gift card. So with today being 2/22/22, do you know is it the same kind of 2 power as February 2nd, which was just 2/2/22? Today's 2/22/22, so there's an extra 2.
Okay, well, if you're just going based on numerology, no, it's not, because what you do with numerology, you add up all of the numbers together. So back on February 2nd, that you would add them up and it would be 9, and then today you add them up and it's 10. So a 10-day is different than a 9-day.
Oh my Jesus!
What did you add to get 9 with all those 2s?
You add up all the 2s. 2 plus 2.
Is 4.
Right?
What happened?
Right?
And then
you got 9.
Yes.
They're all even numbers.
How do you get 9? How do
Wait
you,
a second.
wait a second.
I'm sorry,
you
8.
Can't, you get 8. What the hell? You can't add. I'm too busy playing the sound effects. Fester, you caught it.
She's
and
like,
then I jumped on the end. Hold on. She said what?
She said in numerology.
Yeah.
Sorry. She goes, in numerology, it's important to add up the numbers. And on the first date, February 2nd, 2022, you get 9.
Or 8.
You get 9.
No, hold on.
How? I mean,
originally she said 9.
I did.
But you shouldn't even have to think about that. You should know that with a bunch of 2s, you're not going to get 9.
And
it's impossible to get 9.
I'm kind of listening to what she said. 9? It's all, and I'm like, how'd you get 9? And then she starts saying, she's, well, it's 2 plus 2. That's 4. I was like, right, they're all even numbers.
You're a fraud.
Okay,
you're a numerology fraud.
I am. Can I tell you why people like this day?
Oh, yeah, tell me.
I'm going to teach you.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm going to teach you a word that you've never heard before.
Please.
Yeah, what's that?
It's Apophenia. Today is an example of apophenia.
Oh.
So people who like the fact that these numbers are all 2s and may or may not add up to the number 9.
They do.
May or may not. People.
I don't know what kind of parallel universe you think you're in, man, but you add up a bunch of 2s, you're not getting 9. You're going to get an even number.
Okay, I stand corrected.
So 2 plus 2, you're going to get 4. You had another, you're going to get 6, 8.
I stand corrected on second grade math.
I stand corrected on basic idiot math. All right.
Okay, so apophenia is perceiving meaningful connections between unrelated things. And it actually makes like dopamine. It makes that go off in your brain. So there are a lot of people out there today who are just going to be so
doped up.
Yep.
All doped up.
Because they're excited because it's 2/22.
So you're telling me that your kid, Davian, is how old?
Davian is 2.
All right. And then, that's right. And you, this is a mistake. We warned you about this a long time ago. You let Daviana sleep in the bed with you guys?
No. Okay, so here's the deal. Evelyn Jade slept in the bed with us until she was 4.
Well, that's stupid.
Right? So we just got her out of the bed. Okay?
Oh, you're lucky you did.
Yeah, we did. So she's out. Daviana's been a phenomenal sleeper until recently because, we've had to do a lot of travel. So she's been sleeping like in the hotel beds with us and stuff.
So she kicked you in the head at exactly 2:22 and 22 seconds a.m. this morning? Is that what happened?
I found that to be very strange. She kicked me in the head. What do you do when you wake up?
What time did you kick in the head?
I woke up and I looked at the clock and it was 2:22.
Really?
Yes.
So you got kicked in the head. You woke up, looked at your bedside alarm clock, and it was 2:22.
I looked at my phone.
Does it? do you have seconds on your phone or no?
I didn't look. I mean, I could
'Cause-
go to that, but I didn't.
See, if I look at my phone, right here on my lock screen, I have just the regular time, and it says 06:43 right now. And if I look at the top, on the little bar on the top, it also says 6:43, rolling up right now on 6:44. Now, I have an app right here on my main screen. If I hit this right here, I've got the time calibrator, and this is the exact atomic clock.
Yes.
It's a great app. I love this app. So it's the exact time. It's the time. Just search for Time Calibrator on your app store, or I use Google Play, and it's a great app. But it's exact atomic time. And this has seconds. See, it's 6:44, 25, 26, 27, 28. And if you're looking at a clock right now and we're 20 seconds off, that's because of all the delay, the digital delay and the HD delay. So
Roxanne, after getting kicked in the head by a toddler, did not investigate these seconds.
No, I did not.
In the
So
minute.
you don't know whether you looked at your clock at 2:22 and 22 seconds.
I don't know. No.
On 2:22:22.
And I don't know if maybe I got kicked in the head at 2:21, and by the time I picked up my phone, it had changed to that. But someone just texted and said at 2:22, 22 to whatever in the middle of the night, or actually later today, military time, to be close to your loved one, where two are then one. Oh, that's cute.
I don't know what the hell that means. Anyway, but like later today, in the afternoon, does 2:22 and 22 seconds, does that count later this afternoon?
Oh, sure.
Sure.
Or is it really, is it really 14 hours, 22 minutes later on at 2 o'clock?
Also,
Yeah.
10:22 this evening is the 22nd hour of the day and 22 minutes. I
jeez.
think that would be the
Oh
most
my
symbolic
God,
time.
I'm gonna, you know what? Give me an ice pick. I'll jam my own eardrums out.
I think at one point we should play It Takes Two sometime this morning.
Yes! Yes!
Look at Coop jamming in the content.
This dance face.
Oh, I love that song.
All right, I need that on demand all morning long.
Okay.
All right, so you put that on your desktop. Make
Okay.
sure that's on demand all morning long. Was it Rob Bass,
Rob
right?
Bass.
Rob
Yeah.
Bass.
Rob,
Yep.
Rob Bass, what, 1988, 89?
Rob Bass and DJ Easy Rock.
That's
man.
right. Ladies and gentlemen, DJ Easy Rock. Is that
Yes, it has that slow, creepy intro.
at the beginning of the song?
Yeah,
Yeah.
deep intro.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I don't want to get too far into this segment without launching into the morons in the news. You know what this means? I'm going to have to do two chunks. I'm going to have to start now, and I'm going to have to do another chunk right at 7 o'clock when we come back for a long chunk of MJ. And then, of course, the longest chunk of MJ happens at 7:30 every morning, and people are loving it. Yeah, make sure you tell everyone the MJ Morning Show's back. And, it's great. I've got friends that work at other radio companies. I've got friends that work for, Cox. Well, now it's, I don't know, Apollo 12 or something. I don't know. Apollo 13. I've got friends that work, obviously, at iHeart. And it's great hearing from folks over there and, telling us, hey, by the way, you guys have the best morning show in the market. Listen, I agree. I know. We do the best morning show in the market every single day. And we do it just for you. Yes, we do. It's for you. All right.
It's not creepy at all.
All right. Here on
You wooed yourself.
We do it just for you on 2/22/22. Exactly. All right, so early morons in the news. I got a lot of stuff today. I had stuff I didn't get to yesterday that was great. All right, so big pile of morons. This guy's a bonehead. Louisiana, 22-year-old. 22-year-old guy.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. I had this story yesterday, but I didn't get to it. But now I'm getting to it on 2/22/22. And it turns out the guy's 22. Holy crap.
Roxanne.
What does this mean?
It's
Roxanne,
happening right in front of us.
Interpret this. What does this mean? Yeah, exactly.
Just make your own sound effect.
All right, so listen to this bonehead. An accused auto burglar told the cops in Louisiana that he was sleepwalking when he entered a parked pickup truck. So this guy breaks into a parked pickup truck. This was late last week. This is according to the arrest affidavit. Responding to a call about a black male pulling on car door handles in the parking lot of a Monroe apartment complex in Louisiana, Monroe, Louisiana, cops spotted Christopher Samuel, 22, walking away from the lot. A witness told officers that he observed Samuel trying to enter multiple vehicles before he was able to get into a 1994 Chevrolet truck, probably unlocked. And that's what a lot of these crooks do. That's what a lot of these are crimes of opportunity. They're not going to smash the window in some cases.
Right.
They're not going to use. They don't have a Slim Jim to do if you're a pro doing a 3-second entry job with a Slim Jim. No, a lot of these folks, they're crimes of opportunity, and they're just pulling on door handles to see if a car's open.
If you walk up to 20, 25 cars, you're bound to find one.
And then, what people leave in their cars, wallets and credit cards and money in the center console, and all kinds of people leave guns in their cars, which is about the dumbest damn thing in the world. So this kid's just opening up car doors, seeing what he could find, and guess what? He got into a 1994 Chevy truck. When cops confronted Samuel, he reportedly admitted entering the pickup and said he did so because he was sleepwalking. That's a new one. So the cops didn't buy it. They arrested him, booked him into the local Monroe, Louisiana jail. If convicted of a felony burglary count, he could face a maximum of 12 years in prison. Yeah. While the court filing does not indicate where Samuel purportedly had been snoozing when he began sleepwalking, his home address is over 3 miles away from where.
Listen, sleepwalking is real.
It is real.
Do you put your arms out and go, oh, sleep? You know what I'm talking
I
about?
think that's like the Hollywoodified version
No, that's
of sleepwalking.
That's the Scooby-Doo version.
Yes.
Yes, I think there was some sleepwalking episodes in Scooby-Doo. Like, Scoob, you're sleepwalking again. Yes.
I know somebody who's a sleepwalker.
Oh, really? Who's that?
Somebody who sleeps in bed with me.
Doug?
Yeah.
Dig Doug is a sleepwalker? Oh, my God. All right, hold on to that thought. Oh, man, we got to talk about this.
I am never parking my car near your house.
And then the rest of the morons in the news next here on the MJ Morning Show. minutes this 2/22/22 Tuesday, 2/22/22 Tuesday. And if you're really a freak, you were up at 2:22 and 22 seconds a.m. Earlier this morning. Yeah, Rox, we kind of mentioned that on Friday's show. So, Roxanne, we got a lot to do here. Morons in the news, and apparently Roxanne's fiance is a sleepwalker. Rox just brought something up just a minute ago before we were coming back here, and Rox said a listener just sent her a really, really gross story. And the minute you said that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm guessing that's the one we mentioned on Friday. But
I was gone on Friday.
That's
so I
right.
didn't realize
You
that.
were at Disney and Epcot with the family.
Right.
But mentioned this on Friday, but we did it in a very tasteful fashion. So Roxanne's over here going, ugh. And I'm like, yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, that was last week. And we didn't actually mention details of the story. We said that there was a really, really kind of nasty story floating around. And
it's a nasty one.
yeah, and if you want to know about this nasty story that's kind of in the news right now, we just told people to Google a couple of keywords, and we didn't do the actual story on the show. I chose not to.
Yeah, and you didn't even Google the nasty keywords. Just
You don't need to.
No.
You don't
I just said Google Louisiana teacher cupcake.
Yep.
That's
it.
That's
Take
it.
you to it.
And folks, do not search those words unless you want to be grossed out. All right, I'm just warning you right now. All right, before I get back to the morons in the news, we had a moron story in the last segment about this Louisiana 22-year-old. How about that? 22 on 2/22/20. So this 22-year-old burglar was just opening up a car or lifting handles on car doors, trying to see what was unlocked so he could bust in and take stuff. And he was busted. He told the cops that, I don't know what's going on. I'm sleepwalking. I was burglarizing vehicles because I was sleepwalking. And then Roxanne, you said what at the end of the segment? You said, you know who sleepwalks?
I said I know a sleepwalker.
Yeah, and then I guess Dig Dug, your fiance.
Well, she gave a very big hint.
You sleep with the sleepwalker.
Yes.
All right. So what is going on? Doug is a sleepwalker? I mean, like, really? Like, will you find them, like, driving a car?
No.
Or will you find them in the middle of the road? Will you find them in the backyard?
No, his isn't that bad where he completely does things unaware. I feel like part of his brain is turned on and part of it is turned off.
Will you find them in the middle of the night, like, searching for Derek Jeter baseball cards on eBay?
No, but let me tell you something scary that happened one time.
All right, what happened?
So obviously I learned that he was a sleepwalker, a year or so into dating him. And then it wasn't that big of a deal. He just kind of get up and walk around the room a little bit.
You were sleeping in the same bed just a year into dating him?
Yes.
Oh, that's...
Okay, can you believe it?
Yeah.
And now we have 2 out-of-wedlock children.
Yeah, look at that.
Okay, and so anyways, but this was really scary one time. He got up in the middle of the night and slept walk, and I heard a crash. And it was right headed into the restroom.
Did it sound like this?
Yes.
Or did it sound more like this?
The second one.
Like the eye doctor, A or B? Which
B.
one's better? That's C.
Let's go back to B.
All right, so go back to, so this is A.
No.
This is B.
Yes.
All right,
more like
so
that.
A, B, you like B better?
B better.
B
yes.
better, okay.
Was it mechanical? It sounds metal in that crash.
B sounded the best of the 3.
Okay, and?
In any case, so I was like, oh my gosh, are you okay? So
Right.
that woke him up out of his sleepwalking because you're really not supposed to. You just kind of let them do their thing, maybe corral them back
Now,
to the bed.
Was that a cartoon or movie thing that you're not supposed to wake up a sleepwalker?
I don't
Why
know.
do I remember
maybe,
hearing that, you know?
Maybe it's a wives' tale, but
Probably.
I just try to, not be, hey, get back. I try not to do that. So I hear this fall. And I get up, and so he tripped over something. He always blames me that I had something left out, and he tripped over it. And so he gets back in bed. I'm like, "Are you okay? It's dark."
You left the vacuum on the floor, woman.
So I'm like, "Are you okay? Are you the lights are out?"
Right.
And I'm like, "Something's not right. I feel like you're sweating." And I go, "Are you like having a heart attack or something?"
So he's sleepwalking and sweating profusely?
Listen,
All right.
it wasn't sweat.
He peed himself?
No, it was blood all over his head.
Oh, my God.
Because
Yeah.
you heard the crash.
So he...
Yes.
What did he hit his head on?
The nightstand, like a sharp edge of the nightstand.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And so I'm like, I made him stay up the whole night. I'm like doing.
Did he need stitches? So you made him
yes,
stay up
he
all
did.
night. So what? You invoked concussion protocol?
I did. I invoked concussion protocol.
You didn't want him to pull a Saget on himself.
Exactly.
With a head
God.
But that was
injury.
before that.
Yeah, bleeding
This is
brain.
years
you know
and years
what?
ago.
That's true.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
So I made him sit up in bed the whole night, the whole rest of the night, and he had like a really big day the next day. He had a closing. He didn't want to miss it. And so I'm like, you have to. I wanted him to go to the emergency room, obviously.
Well, was the gash big enough that he needed stitches?
It was big enough that I put my hand on his neck in the middle of the night, and it's all drenched.
Did he get stitches?
He did get stitches the next day.
Wow.
But he didn't go to the walk-in until like noon after his closing.
Oh man, he should have walked into the closing all bloodied up like the movie Carrie.
He practically
He
did.
did.
He walked into the closing for real estate looking like Carrie from the horror movie.
Yes.
Instead of a pen, he just stuck his finger in the back of his head and just put a red streak across it, signing all the papers.
I will sign this real estate contract in blood.
In blood!
Yes, I shall. They call me the Blood Realtor. Yes. I am so serious about my legal real estate contracts. I sign them in blood.
Dude, I would go with that.
Blood.
MJ,
Yes.
if that were a realtor's advertising campaign, I would totally sign it. I'll get you the best house. I'll sign it in blood.
I'm
You
the Bloody Realtor. Call the Bloody Realtor.
And I have to say with a British accent.
What?
The bloody realtor.
Yeah.
How do you not go with that realtor?
I sign everything in blood. Welcome. Come in. I'm E.G. Marshall. All right.
So
what? Go ahead.
he had to get the stitches, and the doctor was like, "You really, really should have come when you had this accident.
Did they
not 12 hours later."
Did they MRI him to see if he had like a brain bleed?
Yeah, everything was fine. All
but-
those things were fine, but he had to get a lot of stitches, and he still has a scar.
Oh, that's right, because he's bald.
Right.
So
right.
did he have hair back then, or was he bald back then as well?
He was bald.
Did
back
you
then,
meet him
too.
with hair or without hair?
Without hair.
Did he have the Whipple hair on the side?
No, he had no hair when I met him. But
So
it
if
is
he lets
crazy.
if he doesn't shave his head now, what happens on his head?
I don't know.
You wait a minute. You can see the stubble.
No, he never lets it get like that.
Has he never been in prison for a couple of days and didn't have access to a razor? I mean, you don't know?
I
Never
really don't know.
been in a Turkish prison. Wait, so you don't know how his hair would grow if he did let it grow and not shaved?
No,
How often does he razor his head?
all the time.
Like hourly?
No, like every day.
He shaves his head daily?
Yeah.
That's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I think guys who keep the bald look up have to do it pretty regularly.
Yeah.
Now, does he use a razor and shaving cream, or does he have like a does he use an Norelco electric or zzz?
Yeah.
What?
One of those, the electric.
So he uses an electric.
Yes.
So you're his fiance of what 8-9 years, and you don't know what would happen if he let his hair grow.
No, I do not know.
Really?
No clue.
All right.
No.
All right.
But I do know that scar is there.
He's the sleepwalking dig dug. That's his new name. He's sleepwalking dig dug.
He's gotten better. He's gotten better over the years. Now it's just more like talking. It's just people who do that, you fall asleep and you fall asleep so quickly, and then you just continue doing things like
You
talking.
continue.
Continue.
You continue. You know what? I would love. I'll tell you what would be great. We ought to get some Ambiens and give a sleepwalker Ambien and see what happens. Remember Joey B, our old producer? Joey B was on Ambien. Remember Dr. L, I think, prescribed Ambien for him. And Joey started like sleep cooking.
Was he susceptible to sleepwalking before the
Well,
Ambien?
here's the deal. Joey B, our old producer, he used to cook lasagna and spaghetti and cakes in the middle of the night, sleep cooking. And then didn't he also get in the car and drive somewhere in the middle of the night? Like sleep drove.
I remember that.
Yeah, he was a
hopped
sleep
in his-
driver.
He had his Mustang and he took off.
There must
That's
be
right.
something with Ambien and eating, because I knew someone who would take Ambien and they didn't realize they were doing this, but they would get up in the middle of the night and eat like boxes and boxes of Nutri-Grain bars.
The Nutri-Grain bars.
Nutri-Grain. Hey, speaking of Joey B, before I get back to the morons in the news, you mentioned his Mustang.
Yeah.
Do you remember that Remember his deal? He leased that car. Do you remember the Joey B lease protocol? Do you remember when Joey B turned in? He was very.
Joey taught me a good lesson about leasing.
He was very difficult on cars. Joey B beat the crap out of cars, and he used to lease. He had a leased Mustang.
We treated that car like a bang box. I mean, we would hit everything with it and smoking it and get crazy.
Is that a porno site?
Okay, I wasn't thinking that.
All right. So, all right. Now,
Joey did.
Now, hang on a minute. Let's see if you remember what he said about leased vehicles.
Yes.
About turning in leased vehicles. What did he say?
You got to return the leased vehicle at the end of the night in the rain.
Exactly. 100%. So his whole deal was you return your leased vehicle to the dealer. You got to time it out. So it's dark and it's raining. So he thinks the darkness and the rain, it hides all the dents and all the damage that you'd get dinged on. And once you turn it in, you sign off on it. Hey, it's their vehicle.
It's theirs.
Yeah.
As soon as you sign,
yep,
it's all there.
And you drop it off, it's there. So whatever else is noticed on that car the next day, could have happened on your lot. So that was Joey B's deal. You return leased vehicles at night when it's dark and preferably when it's raining.
Yeah, car lot. I mean,
and Foggy, too. Foggy is a good
there you go.
weather pattern.
Foggy would be ideal, yes.
With a nice fog coming in on the harbor. That's right. All right, so back to the morons in the news. Man, this is a rough one. You know, I love Walmart morons. Walmart is just great. And it's not only the customers, it's not only the people of Walmart, which that's a great website, just pictures of humanity at Walmart, but you also have employees that are out of their flipping minds at Walmart. Listen to this. This is out of Northampton, Massachusetts. Cops there said that 23-year-old Omar Rios Robles of Holyoke, Massachusetts, stabbed a fellow Walmart employee. So one employee stabs another Walmart employee little after 5 a.m. last Thursday. Do you know why this occurred?
I mean, there's so many reasons I could think of.
According to court documentation, Robles is a maintenance employee at the Walmart. Didn't work in the sporting goods, didn't work in the jewelry department. Nah, he's a maintenance guy. So police said that an argument broke out between these two. An argument stemmed from the victim spilling milk in the store and not cleaning it up because this guy, Robles, he's the maintenance guy, so he would be the milk cleaner-upper, right? He's got the yellow rolling bucket with the caution wet floor stand-up thing, and he's got the mop. So he's a maintenance dude, right?
This guy's taking great pride in his job.
Yeah.
So one employee spills milk, didn't clean it up. You've heard of, don't cry over spilled milk? What about don't stab over spilled milk? You think that should be a new slogan? So here's what happened. They get into an argument because the one guy spilled milk, didn't clean it up. Robles told police while outside the victim punched him in the face. They're getting into an argument over milk spilled. So the victim allegedly punched the maintenance guy Robles in the face. And that's when Robles pulled out a knife and stabbed him.
Is that not a justified stabbing? I mean, if you punch me...
I don't know if that's proportionate response. Now, if you punch him back, if you, haul off and whack him in the schnoz and you deck the guy, I think that is probably a proportional response. So he hits you. I don't know if grabbing a knife and shanking the guy, I don't know if that's an appropriate proportional. I don't know if that's going to fly as like a self-defense thing in court.
You put me in front of a jury of my peers on that one. A guy punches me, he's not going to punch me again after I stab him.
That's true.
And he's not going to mop up his own milk.
I want to put you before a jury of your peers, Morgan.
Ooh.
That's what I want to do.
Ooh. I think Piers Morgan would actually promote being stabbed.
That could be a new judge show for him.
Jury of your peers.
Yeah, anyway, so the victim went to the hospital. Robles was taken into police custody. And on allegations alleged here today on the 17th of February, the city of Northampton and the Northampton Police Department, assault and battery, dangerous weapon. Sir, are you asking the court to appoint an attorney to represent you? I'm reading from the transcript. Yes, so Robles apparently can't afford an attorney. And if you can't afford an attorney, one will be appointed for you.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. So, according to court documents, both Robles and the victim worked the overnight shift at Walmart. The store manager told police overnight employees are issued store box cutters that are equipped with safety blades.
You can still get a good slice out.
Yeah, they say they're safety blades that could not injure someone. How do you open a box if you couldn't ultimately injure somebody? You got to be able to extend the blade and injure someone.
You would have to.
So police searched Robles and his vehicle. They did not find any weapons. What he threw the box cutter or threw the knife away, whatever it was.
Robles is the hero in all of this. I mean, he's the maintenance man, keeping the place clean. The other guy's the schmuck who doesn't clean up his spilled milk and then punches the maintenance guy.
So the cops up there in Mass, they look at the security camera footage. Turns out that Robles, after stabbing the employee, drove away and then came back 10 minutes later. So obviously he ditched the stabbing device, threw it on the side of the road, threw it in a dumpster behind Big Lots or something like that.
Yeah, that's the place to dump stuff.
That's where Fester dumps everything behind Big Lots.
Mm-hmm.
So did they find it as evidence
No,
then?
never found it. Yeah. They have not found it. So that's a stabbing, I guess, over there. All right. God, do I do this story?
If you have to ask, yes, do it.
I got another one. Michigan driver deliberately struck and killed a woman so he could have relations with her body.
All right.
Okay,
I shouldn't have done that one.
Yeah, we could probably pass on that one.
Should I dump it?
No, let it roll.
All right.
I mean, it's out there. It's
All right,
in the world.
No details?
No,
Okay.
I think
Listen, the reason why I wanted to mention this is just a reminder that there are some sick cretins out there. There are some sick folks. You know, don't go la-di-da-di-da-di-da-di-da. You know, go through life not like looking over your shoulder and not, thinking ahead that, man, there are some sick, twisted, son of a what's out there. There are some really bad people out there. And listen, there are mostly good people, but there are a lot of bad people out there.
Yeah.
So I think you just need to be extremely careful.
stranger danger.
And always know what's going on out there. Crazy stuff. Oh, God bless. You see the bank robber that apologized for robbing the Tampa Bank? Did you see this?
See,
yeah.
That's kind of morons in the news I like.
Yeah, accountability.
Yeah. So, guy walked into a Tampa bank, apologized before he ran out with a bag of cash, according to TPD.
Oh, he didn't apologize like in court or so. He apologized to the teller upon rob.
Yeah, it's the polite bandit. Yeah.
I don't know if it means that much then.
Yeah, officers said, this is kind of odd because, I found this item. This was on the Channel 8 website, News Channel 8, but it doesn't mention the bank. The story does not mention which bank it was. Can you check into the story and see if it mentions because the Channel 8 story just says a Tampa man robbed the Tampa bank, apologized moments before he fled with a bag of cash. Officers said the man handed the teller a note implying he had a weapon, and then he was yelling, "Quickly, fill it up, quick, 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 quick." That's what he said. And then after the bank clerk handed the guy the money in the bag, he said, "God bless," and "sorry," before he fled the bank. 30 to 40-year-old Hispanic or light-skinned black male wearing a blue-gray hoodie, tan pants, COVID mask, and red shoes. And then here's the number for Crime Stoppers in Tampa, but it doesn't say what bank.
The Tampa Bay Times has a Fifth Third Bank on Swan Ave.
Oh, well,
Okay.
Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, I knew there would be somewhere. So where was it? It was the Fifth Third Bank?
Yep, on West Swan Ave.
Can they come up with a more confusing name for a bank? The Fifth Third Bank? How about the 22nd, 5th, 8th on the corner of 22nd Bank? What about that?
It's also an improper fraction.
It is.
It's not a fraction.
I don't think it's a 1/5 Third Bank. But, I mean, what is that name? Why did they name their bank that?
I think it goes
Let's
back.
come up with the most confusing name for a bank. Oh, how about Fifth Third Bank?
If you want to know, I'll tell you how it got its name.
Why don't
How?
you tell me there, smart guy?
I think it was founded like in Pennsylvania at the corner of 5th and 3rd.
No, it wasn't.
I think so. I think that's it. I remember
Dude, you're making that up.
I remember I had a friend that worked there and he told me one time.
I think you're making that
I think
up.
I'm right.
I don't know if you are. All right. It's a Tuesday. It's 2/22/22, and Roxanne's all freaked out. Hey, when we get back, we got the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show coming up. I guess we got some Big Brother problems with Fester and Coop we got to get to. Oh, Do you know about intimacy consultants?
No, that's interesting.
Yeah, intimacy consultant. We got to get into. Anyway, it's the long chunk of the MJ Morning Show next. Don't move. We're back in a minute on the MJ Morning Show here. Q105, MJ with Roxanne and Fester. Froggy is out. Froggy not back till Monday. He's at some exciting trade show in Orlando at the convention center selling shelves. That sounds thrilling, doesn't it? Coop, our producer, in the booth. And you just said you needed to apologize to listeners, but then I think I came over and fixed your unit? What?
I think you may have fixed it.
All right,
Yeah.
So hold on.
Thank you.
Roxanne just says to me during the break, hey, when we come back, I need to apologize to listeners because I'm not being extremely responsive on texting our listeners back today. So Roxanne likes to, I don't know if you don't get everyone because sometimes the texts are flying in crazily. Now, we read all texts. Now, remember, you can text us. If you're listening to the show and you want to add something, if there is some content or you want to add to a story, or if you know something, if you got content, hot tip, you can always text us, 800-990-1047. Just that's the regular call-in line, and that's the text line. So, listen, I prefer you call in. I really do. I prefer that whenever you have something to add to the show, come on the air with us, 800-990-1047. But you can also text us at 800-990-1047. So Roxanne is like, I need to apologize to our listeners because my T and my R on my keyboard are not working.
Yeah, and it's very hard to come up with words that don't have R's and T's in them. They're like the letters you pick
It's
when you're doing Wheel of Fortune.
Like Wheel of Fortune, yeah. The T's and the R's come right up there, don't they? Was it RSTNLE? Is that what they do? Is that the...
I don't even know how they come up with those. Are those the most common letters?
I
don't know.
I think
So Roxanne says that, yeah, my keyboard's not working. What brand is that, by the way?
An Intel?
No. Intel is the chip. What brand is the computer?
Is it a...
Look at the bottom of the screen. What does it say?
It's
Roxanne's
a yoga.
not the most technical savvy
Stop
person.
It, you little Gen Zer.
What does it say? Oh,
It's a yoga.
A yoga. That's
Lenovo?
Lenovo. Yeah,
Lenovo.
Yeah. It's Lenovo, and it's the yoga model.
Yes.
So listen to this. Apparently, her keyboard stopped typing T's and R's, and I said, "Let me come around there. Let me take a look at your keyboard." So I put my hands on her keyboard, and I just start banging on the T and the R, and guess what?
Jamming.
T. And what happened?
And finally, the T started popping out.
And then what happened?
And then the R started working.
Yes. So I fixed your keyboard.
But look how hard I have to do it, Fester. Watch.
No. It should be normal now.
It's fixed now.
It's not fixed now.
It's normal now. Now normal presses ought to work on your keyboard.
MJ dislodged your T and your R.
Okay. I think we're back to normal. Thank you.
All right. Oh, we have to say hello to our new youngest fan?
Yes, we do. But no, not right now. Not right now.
Why not?
Because he's not in the car anymore. He's at school.
Well, then they can watch it on the podcast if we missed the kid.
Yeah, well, tell him to watch it on the podcast.
Okay.
All right, so our new youngest fan is is a fetus?
He's 7 years old.
Okay. All right, 7 years old, new youngest fan.
Yes, his name is Colin. I met him yesterday at a kid's birthday party, one of my daughter's schoolmates, and he listens every morning on his way to school.
Aw.
And it was fun because his mom introduced me, and she was like, "This is Roxanne. You listen to her," and his eyes got all wide.
Did you
so
know
cute.
Colin's mom prior, or the first time meeting Colin's mom?
No, I know Colin's mom because she's
Okay.
a parent at my daughter's school.
Gotcha.
And so then Colin,
Single parent?
no, she's not a single parent. No,
You guys both in the same wine drinking club?
Husband didn't walk out on her?
no.
Is she hot?
She's a lovely family. Yeah, she's very pretty.
1 to 10 scale, where is she? Folks, I'm joking around. Don't answer the question. I'm just being obnoxious. All right. So Colin is our new
Yes, but the funny thing is, so
hot preschool mom.
yeah, he's got a hot preschool mom.
Oh, wait a
He's
second. No.
7.
I'm sorry.
Colin is the kid.
Oh, no. Wait a minute. 7?
He's 7.
Seven.
Oh,
like
hold on.
second-
Which kid was this? The party was for which
It
kid's
was
school?
for a younger child.
All right. So wait, this is for your younger kid?
Yes, my 4-year-old is friends with her 4-year-old who just turned 5.
Oh no, your younger kid is 2. So
My
this
baby is
this
2.
is your older kid.
Yes,
So 4-year-old preschool party for a classmate.
exactly.
Oh, and Colin is the older brother of the younger kid that's 4 in your kid's preschool.
You got it.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right.
So the funny thing is, I'm trying to think about
Fester,
things.
why are you putting a gun to your head over there?
I'm trying to listen to Roxanne break down the analytics of the age variance of this young fan. Hey, listen, 7-year-old, have a good day at school.
All right,
All
moving-
right.
all right,
No. But I have to tell you, the funny thing is,
What?
Please tell me the funny thing for the love of Pete.
I'm trying to think of things to talk about with him from our show content, and the first thing that pops in my head is like, "Hey, Colin, did you know I was on WikiFeet this weekend?" Like, I'm trying to think of age-appropriate things to talk about with this 7-year-old.
You weren't just on WikiFeet. You were the WikiFeet featured foot of the day, Roxanne. That is really something to be proud of.
Colin, you ever been on the foot fetish site WikiFeet? You ever been in a Turkish prison?
Listen, Roxanne, trust me.
You ever seen movies about gladiators?
Just say thanks for listening. That's all you do. Don't get into conversation with a 7-year-old.
Hello to Colin, our new 7-year-old favorite listener. Is
Hey,
that
you
it?
listen? Thanks for listening.
fantastic.
Over.
Hey, let me run something by you. You tell me yes or no. This is a new feature. Will the trash man pick it up? You like this?
Yeah.
This is a new feature on the MJ Morning Show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Will the Trash Man Pick It Up?
All right, I need details and parameters of this new feature.
Speaking
man.
of fetishes, sounds like someone has a trash disposal fetish. You.
I have a trash disposal fetish?
We were talking about fetishes.
What the hell does that mean?
No, because you always like to talk about trash disposal. Remember the getting rid of stuff in the drive-through disposal of things?
That's a bit. That's a video bit
Yes.
All right.
where Fester botched up and really mungulated the premiere and the law. You know what? I'm really pissed at you. I really am. That was I thought of that concept. I cultivated that concept, and everyone that saw that video said, "Could Fester have picked the worst, laziest items?" You really did. You know, I bugged you.
Well, I don't see any of you schmucks going out there risking
because,
your life.
Because you're the video dude. You shoot the goofy.
that come
You shoot gas nozzle man, where you pretend that you rip the gas nozzle out of the gas pump at the gas station because you got a stunt nozzle with a 10-foot hose and you drive off. You know, gas nozzle mans were good. But my drive-through trash man, folks, the concept.
Okay, hold on. If Babe Ruth hit a single, you know what? Nobody's riding his ass.
Dude,
Huh?
come on.
Huh?
You know what?
Huh?
All
All right.
So, drive-through trash man, the concept that I had was Fester goes to fast food drive-thrus, and he brings just trash items. Like a computer monitor. He brings a 50-foot green garden hose, a big 5-foot-long weed whacker, and then he goes to the drive-thru, orders his food, and when he gets his bag, hey, do you mind throwing something away from me? And in most cases, oh, sure, what can I do? And then you hand the person at the drive-thru the most ridiculous things. And then the premiere episode, it took me 3 months to get Fester to do this.
It took you 4 months?
All right. It took me a while to get Fester to finally do this, and then it sucked because Fester had the worst possible items.
It sucked because the concept sucked. It sucked because the premise sucked.
No, it does not.
It sucked.
The premise does not suck.
I told you beforehand it sucked.
Okay.
Wrong.
I know what funny things are, and that's not funny.
Did you just give Roxanne the hand?
Yeah,
He gave you a bump.
You started this fight, Roxanne, so you stay out of this because it's between he and I now. It's a dumb idea.
It is not a dumb idea.
It's a dumb idea.
It is not a dumb idea.
If I didn't execute it right,
listen,
it's an idea.
You're gonna do a do-over. You're gonna do a make good, and you're gonna do it right.
On the ideas,
you're not gonna do it lazy, fat ass Fester way.
On the idea's best day, it's on its best day.
No, it's a good idea. It's a great.
Well, let's talk about the new trash disposal idea.
That's what we were trying to do
Well,
until Roxanne brought up
that's-
MJ's trash
Well,
fetish.
there's no trash.
Which I have no idea how the hell she got to that.
I got a new feature on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, I can do the intro again because it was a while ago. It's time for Will the Trash Man Take It? Do you remember the story I told when I used to live in my old house? Do you remember the trash man truck story and the neighbor across the street?
No.
The Potters?
I remember the Potters, but I don't remember the story.
Yep. Friendly brood, friendly family, a bunch of kids.
I remember the house.
The son Harry.
Yeah. It's kind of a rundown place. They had a Sanford and Son junkyard in the back, but now this is not. I'm just telling a precursor here. He had in his side yard like a 16 or 18 foot fiberglass speedboat from probably the late 60s, early 70s.
Yes, the boat.
Do you remember that?
Yes.
This is the craziest 16, 18 foot fiberglass boat. He had a friend that worked for the city of Tampa. The friend from the city of Tampa trash department pulls up in the blue city of Tampa trash truck.
The old kind with the crunch that used to crunch in the back.
The old type where you throw the stuff in the back, not the ones where the arm picks up your trash can and dumps it in. No, the old style trash truck. So I'm in my front yard. I watched this trash truck pull up. It wasn't trash day. So his friend made like a special trip, must have left his route or something.
Yeah.
His friend shows up in a blue Tampa trash truck, right?
Right.
This was on Wallcraft.
In South Tampa.
This is South Tampa, Wallcraft, my first house that we ever bought, ever. Because when we came to Tampa, we rented first at 4807 Bayshore, the condos behind the Bigelow Mansion right at Gandy and Bayshore. That's where we rented for a year. Then we bought a house up on Wallcraft, our first house ever. And right across the street was this neighbor, boat in the yard, trash truck pulls up, and they're dragging the fiberglass boat. I'm telling you, this is 16, 18-foot little speedboat.
Now, did it have all like the components inside of it still, or was it just the hull?
No, it was the hull. There was no motor. I think it might have been an outboard. There was no motor on it. So they proceed to drag the boat to the back of the blue city of Tampa trash truck. They then, jimmy it toward the back of the truck, and then they lift up the bow, and then they kind of push it in, and then lift up. So they get the tip of the boat. That would be the bow. Bow. They get the bow of the boat into the trash truck, and they continue to push. And then the guy activates the lever. And then the big crushing device grabs the nose. They continue to push the boat into, and the guy's operating the lever. They crunched and swallowed this entire 16 or 18 foot fiberglass boat before my very eyes. I'm like, oh my God. I couldn't believe what I was witnessing. And this was before
cell phones.
Before camera phones and everything. And I'm like, I witnessed this. I'm like, I don't think this guy with the city of Tampa, I don't think he's supposed to be doing this. So,
Because it could screw up the truck.
well,
No, the truck could be fine. I mean, he's just off his route. That truck, it could chop fiberglass.
I watched a city of Tampa trash truck chew up an entire boat.
Okay.
Wow.
First of all, I would love to have a friend in the trash department. That's awesome.
It was the craziest damn thing that I've ever seen in my life. All right, so now that brings us to our new feature. Will the trash man take? I saw something yesterday as I'm walking the dogs. I'm walking little Scout and little Gatsby. I got two things to tell here. Hey, Coop, go grab the last picture on my Insta. Get ready to post that, and we'll talk about that in a second. That's after this. So I'm walking out of the house, and my neighbor right next door, he has his Blue City of Tampa regular trash out, and then, of course, today's Tuesday. Today's our recycle day.
Right. So
the green recycle rolly trash can is out as well. So the lid is kind of up. He's got corrugated boxes, Amazon boxes, that kind of crap.
Yeah.
And that didn't catch my attention. What caught my attention were the dozen, 15, 16 Mylar party balloons that were hanging out of the recycle can up in the air. Up in the air.
He didn't pop them?
No. So, green recycle bin, the typical corrugated boxes in the recycle bin, and then inside those, what do you call those strings? It's the ribbon.
The ribbon.
Yeah. So,
like you would wrap packages with.
So and then over a dozen, it might have been 12, 15, 16, there's a bunch of Mylar party balloons. Happy birthday and all the.
All right, so last week was Valentine's Day, and
Yeah.
we made something for the kids, and we
Right.
brought several of those Mylar helium balloons.
So, they're the foil, the Mylar
Yeah.
balloons are the foil crinkly balloons you get at Party City, and they fill them up with helium. So my neighbor must have had some kind of party, some birthday party. I don't know who it was, a kid, a friend, a neighbor, whatever the deal was. So they put the bouquet of over a dozen Mylar party balloons, which still have enough helium in them. They look like they were starting to dissipate a little bit.
Right.
The helium will leak and the balloons will then lose its lift, but there was still plenty of lift. The whole bouquet of Mylar party balloons, over a dozen, the base must have been stuck inside the recycle can, but all of the ribbons and the balloons were up in the air about, 3 or 4 feet above the trash can.
So it looks
just
like
hanging out.
a balloon bouquet based out of a trash can.
Out of a green recycle trash can.
Okay.
At the curb, right in front of the neighbor's house.
Now, are those materials recyclable?
Now, I don't know if Mylar, those foil balloons,
Yeah.
I don't know if that's recyclable. That's not the point. Do you think for a minute that the recycle guy is going to dump a trash can with a dozen or 15 or 16 Mylar balloons up in the air hanging out of the trash can? You think that's going to get dumped in?
Yeah, I think it is.
I don't think so.
I think these guys.
No.
My guy will take anything if it's in
No.
a can.
See, I've had trash guys that are very finicky. If you break the rules, if you try to, jimmy things around a little bit, they'll just leave your
They're not
crap.
gonna play.
Listen,
They'll leave your crap.
you could put an office chair with a broken leg at the edge of your house next to your can, and it'll sit there for a month. No, he's not taking that because it's not in the can. But if you put it in the can, even if the lid doesn't close, they'll take it.
I don't think the guy would take it. So my vote is no. Trash man. Any trash guys? If there are any city of Tampa or any other Hillsborough, Pinellas County, Polk. I know they're having some trash problems out in Polk. But any trash guys listening right now, call us. Would you dump recyclables in your truck with a whole bouquet of Mylar party balloons sticking out and floating in the air above the trash can?
All right. First of all, I don't appreciate you talking about the people of Polk County like that. Second of all,
No. They really have. They really have trash problems.
Oh, I thought you were talking. Oh
No.
I thought you were talking about South Lakeland.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Oh
No, Polk County. They're having some kind of a pickup, and recyclable problems. Seriously, they're having some parts of Polk County are having pickup issues right now. All right, if there are any trash guys listening, let's play Will the Trash Man Pick It Up? So you heard my description, a whole giant bouquet of Mylar party balloons on ribbon 4 feet above the recycled bin, hanging out. Do you pick that up, or what do you do? All right, 800-990-1047. Any trash guys listening right now, answer the question, please.
I bet you they're in the truck right now.
Yeah, they are, and maybe they're listening to the radio. Maybe they got a little earbud in or something. I don't know what the rules are on that, but I don't know if those trucks have little dash radios, or you got a little,
listening on the phone
strapped to the steering. I don't know. All right, so 800-990-1047. Anybody that can answer the question, is the trash guy going to pick up a whole bouquet of these balloons? Now, I said to the neighbor, so as I'm walking the dogs, the neighbor's backing out, and he says, "Hey, Todd, how you doing?" And I'm like, "Hey," and I said, I got to be honest, I don't think the trash man is going to take the balloons. Oh, you don't think so? But I kind of felt like saying, "Hey, dude, why so lazy? Just pop the flipping balloons with a fork or a knife. Just take a steak knife and go, just bust the balloons." I mean, I just thought it was kind of lazy to wheel the balloons out to the curb. A dozen balloons floating in the air above your recycle bin.
Yeah, plus you can suck all that helium out in a funny voice.
I didn't want to call my neighbor a lazy son of a bitch, but listen, he's a lazy son of a bitch. So I said, I got to be honest. I think those balloons are going to still be there after the pickup. And he said, "Oh, you think so?" I said, "Yeah." I said, I'd pop the balloons. And I came back after the walk, and they were pulling away. And my walk was about 40 minutes last night, a couple of miles. And I came back, and they must have returned because all the balloons were popped and inside the trash bin.
See, all right.
Hold on, Coop, what do we have?
We have a guy who works for a recycling company.
All right, very good. All right, Fester, what were you going to say?
No, MJ, first of all, my trash day has been moved. It is now Thursday.
Yeah.
I can, it's not recycling day, it's regular trash day. But I could put like 50 balloons out of my trash can and kind of roll my wife's cell phone and try to
just test
see
it
if
out.
the guy takes it.
Yeah, why don't you go to Party City and spend $50 on a new bouquet?
We'll just turn it in.
Sean, Treasure Island, MJ Morning Show. Hey, Sean, what's up?
Hey, listen, when you talk, you've done this a couple times, brother. I love your show. You guys are great in the morning. I love listening. I listen to you all day long when I can. When you talk about trash is one thing. When you're talking about recycling, that's something totally different.
I know, yes.
You're putting both of them together, and they can't be together.
You're right. All right, so the blue bin is the trash, and the green bin is the recyclables.
Yes.
All right, and so what is your reading on my neighbor putting a whole bouquet of Mylar balloons in, and it's dangling above from the ribbon?
Okay, technically, if it's in the can, as long as it's not foam, it needs to go into recycling. As long as it's plastic, paper, cardboard, it goes into recycling. As long as there's no foam in it.
All right, but if you're in recycling and do you drive a truck?
Yes, sir.
All right,
I drive a truck. I have a route.
All right, so Sean, would you pick up a neighbor who has a dozen plus Mylar party balloons hanging unpopped, hanging up 4 feet above the bin on ribbon, and they're floating in the air? Would you pick that up?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Look.
There's nothing that's not recyclable there.
No, but the fact that they weren't popped, that they're floating in the air, that's not a problem?
No, because when it gets cycled up into the truck, it all goes.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, that truck will pop it.
Oh, they'll pop it. Oh, yeah, no, trust me. They'll pop. We pop glass, any type of, anything that's recyclable and that falls in that line. I mean, if it's in a bundle, like, several hundred of them, no, I wouldn't take it. But if it's just like 12 or something like that,
Yeah.
I'd take it.
See,
All right.
Sean brings up a good point,
Yeah,
MJ.
what's
When I
that?
got my new TV, I had big, large pieces of that white foam.
Right.
And I
Yeah.
put it in my recycling, and I had like the neighborhood ninny come up walking by. You can't put this in the recycling.
All right, so the styrofoam, like the white foam that they put the TVs in and they protect the corners and everything, that's not recyclable?
Absolutely not. That does not go to a recycling. There's a special recycling center for that.
Yeah.
Because you got to look at it this way. When we go to,
I think Mike Lindell puts that in his My Pillows.
I think he does.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. We go to Ybor City, Republican Recycling in Ybor.
All right.
When you dump your truck, all that white foam looks like snow. No Floridian like snow.
Yeah, I got
Hey,
you.
Sean, somebody just texted me and said in Hillsborough County, you can't recycle rope extension, cord, strings, plastic bags.
Correct.
Okay.
He's in Pinellas.
Tanglers.
He's in
Tanglers.
Pinellas. He's calling
Yeah.
from Treasure Island. But I got to believe that the recycle rules are pretty much the same across the board. Hey, Sean, thanks for listening and thanks for calling, buddy.
All right, be safe, you guys.
All right, you too. I guess I stand corrected. Well, at least Sean would have taken my neighbor's balloons floating above his trash can, but I don't know if all drivers would.
All right, first of all, there's two things. One, the waste of helium by not huffing it and talking like a leprechaun.
I said that. It's so true. It's so fun.
We are the Lollipop Guild, the Lollipop Guild. All right, moving along. What do you think about Britney Spears allegedly signing a $15 million tell-all book deal where she's going to roll out the dirt, blast it out of her, whatever, about her family, her friends, her career? So Britney Spears reportedly, this is a report that came out yesterday, Page 6, I guess, was the first to roll with this, that Britney has signed a $15 million tell-all book deal with Simon & Schuster.
I bet there are going to be a lot of good pictures, photos in that book, too, to go along with all of her stories.
Yeah, the deal, one source told Page 6, which is the New York Post gossip column, is one of the biggest of all time. Yeah, Spears was, remember, freed recently from that 14-year-long conservatorship. Yeah, Coop.
So I have a question about this.
Yep.
Is she going to actually write the book? Because if you look at her Instagram captions, it's going to be a very, very tough read.
It's going to be all
... capital letters in random places, emojis.
Emojis. I was going to say emojis. It's going to be a tell-all with a lot of emojis and
some hashtags, maybe.
And later would be spelled LTR, right? L2R, or, all those like crazy, abbreviations and everything.
Of all the words I've ever associated with Britney Spears, I don't know that literacy has ever been one of them.
What about esteemed author?
Yeah, I don't think it also. Listen, I like Britney Spears, and I wish Britney nothing but the best. I think she's had a rough time. I do think Britney does suffer from, a degree of mental illness. I hope she's getting all the help and counseling and guidance. I'm rooting for Britney. I wish Britney the best. Britney, my name is MJ Todd Schnitt, and I'm on Team Britney. So,
you know what I want her to talk about in her book?
Yeah.
I want her to rip Diane Sawyer for that interview she did back in 2003.
Leave Britney alone!
Oh, that's right. I'm
Remember
sure.
that?
Yeah, she's going to dish on that. Oh, she's probably going to call Diane
That was
Sawyer
vicious.
a hoe.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
well, I hope it's a little more substance than that.
I don't know. Well, listen, the book is obviously going to be, it's going to be Britney Spears with, some prolific biography or, what's the word? It starts with an M. Why am I spacing on the word?
An M?
Memoir?
Memoir. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah.
Starts with an M.
It's all going to memoir writing these days. Yeah, we saw the Tinderbox. That was great. Oh man, Ben Affleck was strong. We watched the Tinderbox, and that actually is going to lead into our next thing. Actually, so hang on. Have you know about the Tinderbox?
No, I don't.
Yeah, it's well, I know it's nominated for the SAG-AFTRA Award. So Michelle and I watched it last Saturday night, and it was great. We watched it Sunday night. Sunday night, the Tinderbox. Ben Affleck, I think one of his best roles ever. And Michelle's not a huge Ben Affleck fan, and Michelle's like, ooh,
It's better than Geely?
yeah. So
You shut up.
yeah, it's the Tinderbox
Is it one word? I can't find it.
is it the Tinderbox?
Oh, I'm
Hold on,
Googling
sorry.
Tinderbox and nothing's coming up.
I'm sorry, it's the Tinderbox.
Tinderbox.
Oh, that's different.
Yeah, the tender. Sorry, I don't even know the name of the damn movie. It's the Tinderbox. Look, I corrected myself. Tender, the Tinderbox. Yeah, Tinder is like little pieces of wood to start
starting fires.
Start a campfire
It's
with.
about Ben Affleck is a pyromaniac.
He's an arsonist that burns down bars.
Yes.
No, it's the Tinderbox, and that brings up actually something in a moment.
Yeah, Tinder is for dating. That's why I was so confused what you were saying. I was like, tinderbox. What is this? A bunch of hookups?
Oh, wait a second. Hold on. I got the whole. It's not even the box. It's the tender bar.
What?
Oh my!
That's a completely
God.
different movie.
So, well, hold on a minute. I'm about to bring something up, but it really doesn't have to do with the movie per se. So, yeah, I would be a real clod and a klutz if I was going to be talking about the movie per se, and I didn't know the name of the damn movie. So it's not the Tinder box. It's not the tender box. It's the tender bar. That's the name of the movie. The Tender Bar. My God, what's the matter with me? All right, so that's the movie.
And
Which
you have a vote on like the Emmys or something?
No.
You get a vote?
No, it's the. I'm a voting member for the SAG-AFTRA Awards.
Great.
So the least important of the awards, you're a voter for.
Yeah, that is correct.
All right.
I'm not a member of the Academy. No.
All right.
Yeah, I'm not. So
Oh my God.
hold on, man.
Roxanne, he couldn't have screwed that up more.
I mean, totally different meaning behind those things. The only thing in common with the titles is a T and a B. That's it. That's it.
I sound like a total moron. All right, hold on a minute.
Such a great movie.
Well, no, but I'm not talking about the movie. Just in an ancillary fashion, I was just mentioning the movie because that's it's going to hold on. I'll explain in a minute. Anyway, back to Britney Spears and
and her $15 million book deal.
So reportedly a $15 million book deal. And what I was saying was, I'm sure it's going to be Britney Spears in big letters, and then with in little small letters. That's going to be the professional writer. Yeah.
Roxanne just wrote down the funniest joke of the day.
What is that? Why can't you say it?
The tender box is available at PDQ.
That's pretty funny. The tender box. Get a box of tenders at PDQ.
Hi, this is MJ from the MJ Morning Show for PDQ. Go by and pick up the new tender box for your family.
Product placement.
Well, listen,
in the middle of our segment.
The world's best
Chicken tenders.
World's best chicken tenders are at PDQ. Oh, speaking of PDQ, today is PDQ Tuesday or PDQ's Day, and we are giving away a $50 PDQ gift card, and that'll happen sometime during the show today. So keep listening. Get entertained by my idiocy and win a PDQ gift card. That'll happen sometime shortly. Keep listening to win. Anyway, good luck to Britney Spears. She's probably just going to, like, jot down notes with lipstick on napkins and probably just hand it to the actual writer who's going to actually put the book together.
My wife will buy this book.
Yeah.
She will buy this book, and she will read the whole thing and love it.
I think a lot of people will buy
I
this
will
book.
too.
I think, well, listen, obviously Simon & Schuster, they must feel pretty confident that this thing is going to be a smash if they're allegedly paying Britney Spears $15 million in an advance to write this book. That's pretty amazing. All right, so let me get into the item which I teased for 8 o'clock this morning. It is 8 o'clock. Ladies and gentlemen, time at the tone, 8 o'clock. Want to hear that again? 8 o'clock.
Was that a real tone or a fake tone?
No, that's a real tone. It's 8 o'clock.
How many times is it going to be 8 o'clock?
Many times I want, I push the button, and it goes bing.
Oh.
Yeah. And it doesn't go da-na-na-na-na-na afterwards. All right, so 8 o'clock, and I mentioned that at 8 o'clock I wanted to talk about intimacy consultants. That's where the movie comes in, which I butchered the name of. But it's I'm telling you. What is it called? The tender
bar.
It's the tender bar.
Just think of bartender, but flip-flops.
It's a great movie.
There you go. Like bartender, only reversed.
Right. And one of the lines in the movie was that one of the main characters wants to be a writer. Went to Yale, wants to be a writer, and then luckily things are moving to memoirs these days. That's the M word I was trying to think of. But that's part of the movie. The reason why I'm bringing up the movie is because something I saw in the credits. And I haven't seen this in credits before. I'm sure it's been there. And I read the credits. Michelle and I generally sit through the credits, either in the theater or, we watch mostly at home now. We got a nice home theater set up at my place. And, I've got all the screeners. So SAG-AFTRA, all the movie companies, sent me the screeners for all the nominated movies. So I've got all the DVDs. And at the end of The Tender Bar, is that the right name? The Tender Bar?
You got it now.
The Tender Bar.
By the way,
yes.
directed by George Clooney.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I highly recommend the movie. It's just a good story. There's no CGI. There's no, crazy Marvel and DC movie special effects. You're not going to I don't like those movies. We've talked about I don't like the superhero genre. I'm sorry. They're just loud. They give me a headache. Get off my lawn. I just don't care for the genre. They just, if you see one, you see them all. And like Julian, my son, God bless him. He loves these movies, and it's like I don't want to watch them with him because I hate them. I want real movies with real stories without, $18 million spent with computer-generated imagery, CGI.
I feel like with those movies, you can't hear the dialogue well at all because the sound effects are so loud. Like, I can only watch them when I have the words up.
You know who else hates these movies?
Who?
I think it's Francis Ford Coppola. I think he's been very vocal that the genre of all the action superhero movies, listen, the original Superman or maybe some of the Batman movies, those
very minimal compared to what today's effects are.
Those are decent. I'm okay with that. It's just the latest spate of these loud, obnoxious superhero. Hey, Coop, what are some of the latest in this genre that I can't even think of the names?
Well, you got Spider-Man. No Way Home just came out.
Right now, the Spider-Man movie, that's not as loud and obnoxious as some of the...
Have you seen the new ones, though?
Yeah.
I have not.
Because those are the Avenger Spider-Man movies.
The new Spider-Man, didn't I read that it surpassed, like, Avatar and Titanic as far as box office worldwide? I think it's a smash.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. And you also have, like, the whole, like, Avengers series. All of those sub-movies and standalone movies, like, I think that's what you're talking about is... all those action-packed superhero movies.
Yeah, like the Avengers, exactly. I don't have interest. They bore me. They really do.
Coop, do you like those movies or are we just old?
I like those movies.
Yeah, listen, my son does. Julian is 17, and he loves those things, and I just can't stand them. So this movie, The Tender Bar, great movie, great story.
It's free on Amazon.
I want stories. Yeah, I think it's an Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, right?
Amazon, if you have Prime TV, if you're an Amazon Prime person, it's free.
The movie's free because it's an Amazon Studios movie, and it's really good.
Is it a love story?
Of sorts, but it's just a good story. It's about a kid going to college, growing up. It's with a deadbeat DJ father. Seriously, there's a deadbeat radio DJ father.
I know a couple of kids with deadbeat DJ fathers.
Yeah. All right, so this is not really about the movie per se. In the credits,
I know a couple of kids with deadbeat DJ mothers.
Really? Who? Oh, Roxanne?
No, not Roxanne.
Oh, okay. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is not really about the movie. In the credits, there was a credit line for intimacy consultant.
Interesting. In the movie. So the intimacy consultants isn't for real life people, it's for actors.
Yeah. They movies with sex scenes, and this makes sense to me, but I never noticed, and we watch a lot of movies. I just don't recall seeing the credit in the movie credits for intimacy consultant. All right, Fester, go to Google, and I want you to type in intimacy consultant. Man, you learn something new every day. So, and then I looked it up, intimacy consultant, and you know what? I pretty much figured out what it probably was, and I was right. In movies, I don't know if they get credited every time, but in movies that have sex scenes in Hollywood, they will hire intimacy consultants to make sure the sex scenes on set that are being filmed for the movie are appropriately done. All right, so type in movie. So first of all, you butchered consultant. CINSUKTANT. Can you spell consultant right?
I spelled consultant. And it sounds like a really bad
beautiful
word.
plant.
Sounds like a terrible
and you
word.
spelled intimacy wrong as well.
However,
Could
Google,
you do me a favor?
Google took me right to where I wanted to go.
Just,
here's the SAG-AFTRA definition.
All right, look at this. So SAG-AFTRA has a definition. As defined by SAG-AFTRA, an intimacy coordinator. You know what? I think it was, hold on. Was it intimacy coordinator or consultant? No,
consultant.
This one said consultant, but I guess it's the same thing. So an intimacy coordinator or a consultant, according to SAG-AFTRA, the Screen Actors Guild and the American Federation of TV and Radio Artists, an intimacy coordinator is an, quote, advocate, a liaison between actors and production in regard to nudity and simulated sex. Most of their work is done during the shoot, choreographing intimate action, monitoring closed sets, and working with costume on modesty, garments, and prosthetics.
Okay, so let me ask this. When I first...
Hold on, what are you mumbly snickering over
I
there
didn't
for?
think prosthetics would be your last word. I don't know where you were going with it.
Like
It
that.
just makes you giggle.
What was that? Remember there was a prosthetic wang that...
Yeah, the Mark
Yeah.
Wahlberg movie, Boogie Nights.
yeah, Mark Wahlberg had the prosthetic wang.
Oh, there's like a list
Yeah.
of like male actors who use prosthetics versus those who use themselves.
What?
I saw that list sometime.
Say it again.
I mean, just recently I saw a list of actors, and it was like the male actors who've actually gone nude
So they've done nude scenes
versus
and they
those
don't
who've used a prosthetic.
really. So
Mhm.
they'll put like a crotch attachment on.
Yes,
What? Because they don't want to show their real stuff. Because
exactly.
They want it to be bigger. Or wow.
Or smaller.
Yeah, I got no issues with any
I
of
don't
it.
know.
Yeah.
So here's my question. Is the intimacy consultant just like the police and they're just monitoring? Like I'm reading about it right now. It says
Yeah.
if somebody's involved in a kiss and the actor slips a tongue when the other one's not expecting, it could startle them. So they're like to police it.
Yeah.
Or are they also there to be like, wait a second, when you leaned in for that kiss, your double chin was showing, straighten it up. Like, are they
No.
overall
no,
consulting what
no.
looks good?
No. They're there to consult to make sure that the actors are comfortable. That a female actress, let's say, that's doing a sex scene with a man, that there is no advantage being taken, that it is not creepy, that it is done professionally, and that it's managed. It's kind of like when you've got animals on set. You have the consultant, the animal handlers, or it's monitored by the Humane Society. You've seen those. I've seen those credits forever.
Yeah, I've seen that.
You know,
Yes.
in movies. But this, an intimacy coordinator or consultant, they are there to, I think you used a good word, Rox, they are there to police what happens in the sex scenes in the movies. But I just had not seen this prior, and we've seen a lot of movies. I've not seen that credited, the intimacy consultant. And in this movie, there were a couple of sex scenes, and I guess the consultant consulted on the woman and the man in bed in the sex scene in the house in Westport, Connecticut, I believe.
How did he get that job?
What?
I want to go out to Hollywood and get that job.
So how do you become
Yeah.
an intimacy consultant? Listen, you want to make sure that there is nothing done that crosses a line. You want to make sure that everything is professional. You can understand what they're trying to do here.
Sure.
You know, you were talking about a kiss scene and, you know, actors
Maybe
slip,
you're thinking you're just getting mouth, lips, and then
then
the
suddenly the lizard tongue comes in and you know? That's what you don't, maybe you don't want that.
Roxanne needed an intimacy consultant coordinator back
For
in
the-
those dating days, huh?
yeah, I really did.
But
I should have had one with me all the
I
time, like my handler. Yeah, that would have been great.
I thought that this was interesting to mention because they have intimacy consultants or coordinators on movies to make sure that things are done professionally, that an actor doesn't maybe touch something that he or she's not supposed to touch. And the guidelines, I guess, are very strict on this.
That makes sense. I've never heard of the position before.
Are you going to audition for one?
For the position?
Mm-hmm.
For the now,
Can't you see Fester as an intimacy consultant?
Now, hold on.
That'd be awesome.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, I think that I recall reading something where I think I read that a female actress complained about something that went awry during a sex scene or feeling uncomfortable.
I'm sure it's happened hundreds of
No,
times.
I think I might have seen something on TMZ or some gossip column. You know, Fester, type in actress movie sex scene complaint. Uncomfortable sex scene movie complaint.
Okay, while you're
Yeah.
doing that, I found out some interesting information about the background of an intimacy consultant.
Yeah.
Sometimes
Hold on.
Okay.
Just say it. All right, hold on a minute. IMDb has
A whole article.
actresses who hated filming their sex scenes. Despite how enjoyable they may be for us, actresses aren't always so hot for an on-screen sex scene. Shailene Woodley,
Right.
didn't she just...
she and Aaron just broke up.
Aaron Rodgers from the Packers, they
Right.
just broke up.
I never saw them as a couple, by the way.
Kristen Stewart, Vanessa Hudgens,
Huh.
Mila Kunis,
And it gives little narratives as to specific examples.
Natalie Portman, Blake Lively, Keira Knightley. So these are women that did not like some of the sex scenes that they did for movies they were in. All right, now go back. There was a whole other. Go back to Google. Look right here. Movie sex scenes where things went wrong behind the cameras. This is from just December. Look at this. Just accept the cookie. All right. So let me read the top. So listen to this. A Hollywood career in front of the camera has many perks, but filming forced, awkward sex scenes is certainly not one of them, especially when things don't unfold quite according to plan. From excessive perspiration to agonizing injuries, the following actors and their co-stars certainly made some lasting memories. Allison Janney, Life During Wartime, is on the list. Keep scrolling down. Anne Hathaway, Love and Other Drugs. I guess there was a problem in that movie with a sex scene.
Oh.
Ryan Reynolds, The Change-Up. What's this? Because he does that cellular. He's now the owner of that cell company.
Yeah, and he's with Blake Lively, who he fell in love with on set.
All right, so under his Ryan Reynolds here, it says no one wants to spend longer than they have to simulating sex in front of a film crew because, well, it's hideously weird. But Deadpool star Ryan Reynolds hit a stumbling block when shooting with Olivia Wilde, who decided to play a little prank on him. So in the scene, she's sitting there, and I take her top off. I take her bra off, and she has those pasties on, but she's drawn these adorable little smiley faces on them. Oh, he told the Tonight Show this.
Well, that's not a
years ago.
violation. That's just someone playing
Yeah.
a prank.
This particular story is just funny happenings during those scenes, it looks like. It's not...
Robert Pattinson, Maps to the Stars. Oh, that was a good movie. Did you see Maps
I
to the
did
Stars?
not.
Yeah, that was good. Dakota Johnson.
I want to see. Oh, yeah. Dakota.
Dakota Johnson, 50 Shades of Grey. I never saw the movie. I think Michelle read one book and put it down halfway through. She said it was written for a sixth grader. Margot Robbie, Legend of... Anyway, so there are issues. There are uncomfortable situations. And I know there have been complaints where some of the females have complained that the actor was unprofessional during a sex scene. So I guess that's what an intimacy consultant... If there's a sex scene in a movie you watch the credits and see if it says intimacy coordinator or intimacy consultant that monitors on set and makes sure there are no violations in the filming of the sex scenes.
What if you were an intimacy coordinator or consultant on a film where the actors were falling in love? Because that happens quite often. Like, what if you were intimacy consultant on Mr. and Mrs. Smith when Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie started their affair behind Jennifer Aniston's back? Remember that? And you're like consulting them like, oh, no, we're good. We got this.
Now,
like, they're all hot and heavy. They don't care about don't slip me a tongue.
But aren't there movies where they actually did the sex act?
Yes. Ooh, I think I know one.
Chloe, is it, what was her name? Chloe
Savigny?
Savigny? How do you say her name? Yeah, wasn't there like a real sex scene that was filmed for that movie? Anyway, listen, I just thought it was interesting to talk about a credit. You see the best boy, you see the caterer, you see the transportation captain.
What's the best boy,
by the way? You see the B unit director, the second assistant director, and now you got the key grip, and now you got the intimacy wham bam thank you ma'am consultant for movies.
Can we get a more woke title for the position of best boy? I am the best boy in that movie. Oh, you are. Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
All right, so Roxanne, are you feeling any different here on 2/22/22?
I'm in a good mood.
Does it feel different to you on this crazy numerology day? Ooh.
I'm feeling. What word did I tell you? What word did we learn earlier? Were you guys paying attention?
I remember you came up with some weird word that I'd never heard of.
Apophenia.
Yes.
Apophenia,
And
I think.
and that means what?
It means you're high. You have like dopamine being released because you like the numbers, you like the date of a certain day.
All right, I want to talk about Tom Brady for a minute here because, man, these stories appear to be daily. So the latest story out yesterday, and this is sort of a play on stories that have been floating around. A new item came out yesterday that Tom Brady was, quote unquote, frustrated with the Buccaneers. That Tom Brady was butting heads or was frustrated with Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians, remember, late last week, he called those reports BS, total garbage, right?
Yes.
But there's more here. Tampa Bay Buccaneers head coach Bruce Arians has emphatically denied that he butted heads with Tom Brady this past season, but there's apparently some truth to the talk that Brady was frustrated at times with the Buccaneers in 2021. Former NFL offensive lineman Rich Olmberger
All right, this guy's a hack.
was with teammates with Brady in New England, and he claims to have some inside information. And he apparently said that a strained relationship with Bruce Arians was one of the contributing factors on why Brady retired. And Bruce Arians is saying that's total BS. I don't know if we've heard that that it's BS from Brady, but it's nonstop.
All right, so Tom is above all of this and is not addressing any of these. This lineman who played with Tom 10 years ago is a hack gaslighter trying to, if anything, promote himself with these stupid rants.
But again, over the weekend, Bruce Arians hit back and said any reports of a rift or a problem that I had with Tom Brady is absolute garbage.
The other stuff that this guy was trying to say, the lineman, he was saying that Brady was annoyed with Bruce Arians because, and Brady and Byron Leftwich would work on the game plan without Arians, and that his overall annoyance with him was because Brady was so used to a strict environment with the Patriots.
Who the heck
But
knows? I don't know if there's a Brady rift with Arians or, but then this has heated up the talk that he's going to unretire and play with another team. Now the latest is, well, he's moving to Miami because they bought that $17 million lot. They're building that new home. They are not staying in Tampa Bay. They're out of here. I don't think Giselle wants to live in Tampa Bay. She wants more of the South Beach scene. And now the rumors are, could Tom Brady end up going to the Miami Dolphins? Play a season or two there since he's moving to Miami.
All of this is crazy speculation. Another guy, Mike Florio for NBC Sports, is like, he's going to play for the 49ers, his childhood team.
Yeah.
That's the other one, that Brady would go to the 49ers and Garoppolo would come here. But and now Miami, Benvenuto a Miami.
If Brady wanted to prove he was the best quarterback in the history of the world, he'd play for the Houston Texans. Pull them out.
All that's pretty an elaborate ruse if he made this big retirement and said it's for his family and to do it for Giselle and the kids, blah, blah, blah. And now he's going to go right back into it.
Anyway, so that's some of the Brady stuff. And don't you have a little pile of wacko Antonio Brown stuff?
I do, yes.
Quickly, because I'm going to move on, but what is the wacko Antonio Brown pile today?
In an Instagram stories post.
Hang on a minute, I got an intro for this.
Oh, good.
All right, you ready? All right, here we go. Now it's time for Antonio Brown news on the MJ Morning Show.
Wow.
Go ahead.
In an Instagram stories post on
What are you
Monday.
laughing
That was
at?
a lot of cuckoos for
Yeah.
that introduction.
Couple more.
All right, go ahead.
Just do it the whole time I'm talking.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good idea.
Go ahead, talk.
In an Instagram stories post on Monday, Antonio, it's hard to talk with that.
Just
All right,
take your headphones off and you just read.
All right,
He'll do the cuckoos.
I'll stop. All right, go ahead.
You feel like you're going crazy.
All right, go ahead.
Now you know how Antonio feels.
All right, go ahead.
So AB said that the Buccaneers, he accused them of trying to hurt him intentionally. He said, they sent me out there knowing I was still hurt. He wrote this on top of a photo of an x-ray of his ankle, and that he was lied to by Brady. Tom said he would throw it if I came in to play hurt. I came in to play. He didn't throw it. Imagine being hurt, having to play through this, and being lied to.
Didn't he produce, like, pictures from an MRI or an X-ray to show that he was injured? Wasn't that part of it?
Yes.
I thought I heard that he's produced images
His X-ray.
of his injuries to prove that he was hurt, and he claims that the Bucs forced him to play.
All
Yeah.
right.
Anything else with AB? Or is that
No,
it?
that's it.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes Antonio Brown News on the MJ
I
Morning
think
Show.
he's coming up with a list of grievances of people that are on his bad list, just like his buddy Kanye.
A list of grievances.
All right, folks, I don't know what this is about. I'm going to give you 2 words. Noodle amputation.
Huh?
Yeah.
Sounds.
Noodle amputation. This kind of freaked me out. Is this real? A teenager has suffered finger and leg amputations after eating leftover noodles, and he got sepsis.
What?
What? Exactly.
What kind of noodle? Like lo mein?
I mean, this is,
What?
yeah, that's Oprah. Oprah, you hear about the noodle amputation story?
What?
Yeah, what about you, little boy?
Oh my Jesus!
What about you, Nelson? Oh, stop! Come on.
That's just rude.
All right. So I'm not making this up. This is crazy. This was at Massachusetts General Hospital, one of the well-known hospitals, probably one of the top hospitals in the country, Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston. And doctors detailed the story. A 19-year-old man had eaten rice, chicken, and lo mein leftovers from a restaurant from takeout that was in a friend's refrigerator.
I was just guessing when I said lo mein.
No, so this is a precautionary tale about eating leftovers. And ironically, this is a case that appeared in the New England Journal of Medicine about eating leftovers. Now, the story is actually from last year, but it's making news now. For whatever reason, it's making headlines now, but the story actually happened last year. And the suggestion is that eating leftovers from a year ago. Hold on, the leftovers from a year ago? That's yeah. That's pretty. Now, Festa, bring up the story that you had.
Okay, so
Bring up the story that you had because there's different stories with different detail.
So this is making news now because one of the doctors involved made a YouTube post about it.
Okay, and he was a licensed toxicologist, and he posted a video of the case on February 16th. So a 19-year-old man identified in the YouTube video as JC started feeling abdominal pain and nausea after eating rice, chicken, and lo mein leftovers from a restaurant meal. He began vomiting and experiencing chills, generalized weakness, chest pain, shortness of breath, neck stiffness, blurry vision, according to the journal. A few hours before his admission, his skin developed a purplish discoloration. A friend with whom he had been staying with took him to the emergency room where he was flown by helicopter to a hospital. The friend said that he had eaten the same meal and vomited but did not become progressively ill. Man's temperature was 105, heart rate 166 beats per minute. Breathing reportedly worsened after being admitted to the hospital. Blood and urine tests indicated that the man had Neisseria
meningitis?
It's not meningitis. It looks similar.
Jiddis?
According to Dr. Bernard, when bacteria are present in the blood, the entire body's blood vessels dilate, dropping the blood pressure, preventing oxygen from getting the organs.
Wow.
And apparently the man had a prolonged hospital course, many complications. He had necrosis of the arms and legs, gangrene, leading to the amputation of parts of all 10 fingers and below his knees. What? Doctors later learned that he did not have a booster shot for meningococcal conjugate vaccine when he was 16. Despite the amputations, doctors said that he's had a relatively good recovery.
Whoa, what?
Right.
Shut up, doctor. Besides the amputations, he's had a very good recovery.
Right?
I don't think the leftovers were a year old. The story was last year. Is what this? But do we know how old the leftovers were? That's what we. I don't need the YouTube. Give me the story.
Okay, so this is the original YouTube that the doctor posted, sparking the story.
All right, scroll up to the very, very top. All right, hold on a minute. Strange case, New England college student had both his legs amputated, eating leftovers. The 19-year-old man in question was admitted to the pediatric intensive care unit of Mass Gen as a result of shock, multiple organ failure, rash, according to a 2021 edition of the New. So this happened last year. It happened in March of 2021, but the story is just making rounds now. No doctor joke intended there. But seriously, I saw this in 2 or 3 different places yesterday, and the story is just coming to light that he ate. You know what, Fester? Bring up the audio. I'll play the. So this is the video that the doctor posted.
It's a reenactment.
All right, roll it to the beginning.
All right.
You right? Roll to the beginning. Here we go.
In literature, link is in the description below.
All right, listen
I don't
to this.
intend to scare anyone about food or leftovers. I'll be eating leftovers for dinner tonight, just like I do every day. This was a freak accident happening in a perfect storm sequence of events, as I will show you. I publish a video every month, so if you hit subscribe and the bell for notifications, we can have some leftover food.
Listen
together.
to this.
A student ate his roommate's leftover noodles for lunch. This is what happened to his limbs. JC is a 19-year-old man presenting to the emergency room with muscle pain, chills, and shortness of breath. 5 hours earlier, a purplish discoloration that looked like bruises had developed on his skin, and his roommate immediately drove him to the hospital. In the car, JC could barely move his head because his neck was so stiff, but it didn't matter anymore because his vision was starting to go dark. One day earlier, JC was on his regular schedule. He was hungry for lunch, but it was cold outside. Food wasn't easy to come by, but his roommate had gone out to eat the night before and brought back leftovers. He's not really gonna care if I eat this. He wasn't gonna finish it anyways, JC thought. Immediately after eating the meal of leftover chicken and noodles, JC didn't feel well. He could feel his stomach shake and convulse. As the hours passed, JC could feel a blanket of pain.
All right, so you know the rest of the story now.
Yeah. Am I the only person that doesn't like this doctor? I mean, he's taking a horrible situation and dramatizing it to make it even worse.
Well, again, for whatever reason, this story from last year is now being picked up. But leftover amputation? Noodle amputation? And that answered the question. The leftovers were from just the night before. I was like, wait a minute. The leftovers weren't from a year ago.
The story's from a year ago.
Who the hell would eat leftovers that were in the fridge for a year? No, the story happened a year ago.
But this YouTube video is the only reason why it's coming around now, because now it's shed into the light.
The YouTube video was just posted on February 16th, so just about a week ago. So that's why the story is now making the rounds, and this is a freaking nightmare. You eat leftovers from a restaurant the day after, and you get some crazy sepsis, and you end up with your legs amputated? Holy crap.
I mean, he says it's a freak accident, but, something else to worry about.
Is that not nuts or what?
Ugh.
Noodle amputation, leftover amputation.
Horrifying.
Should we go to the phones? Has anyone ever gotten really sick from leftovers?
I eat leftovers all the time. I love leftovers.
I mean, it depends. I mean, this is such a weird story because it was the night before.
All right. Has anyone ever had a limb amputated from eating leftovers? 800-990-1047. We'll get exactly 0 calls on this. 800-990-1047. You know what? Should we? Seriously. Not amputations.
I mean, because how would they dial the phone?
Should we take calls on any leftover nightmares? Leftover nightmares.
I'm sure.
Should we take calls?
Sure.
All right. 800-990-1047. Anybody with any leftover nightmares? What do they say about Thanksgiving? You should. I know that Thanksgiving, it's like, 4 days, right?
I think it's 3 or 4 or 5 days.
5.
Are you sure it's 5? I thought it was like 3 or 4 days for
Look it
leftovers.
up.
You're not supposed to eat leftovers from Thanksgiving after, I think, 3 or 4 days. I think 5's
maybe it's 3 or 4, and in my mind, I'm just like, you know what, Roxanne, that's just for precaution. You can go 5 days.
I think 5's a stretch. I think you're just itching for an arm to be removed.
I think different dishes have different expiration dates.
Does anyone have any leftover food nightmare stories? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Happened to you, happened to someone you know, a kid, one of your children, whatever. Any nightmare leftover stories? 800-990-1047 if you'd like to share. All right, Rox, you have an answer on Thanksgiving leftovers?
Yes, it's 3 to 4 days.
Yeah.
You guys were right.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah,
But I'd like to push it.
You go ahead and push it to 5. Why don't you push it to 10 or 12? How about pushing it to a month? See what happens. Next year. You know what? If we're around next year, hey, contract negotiations coming up at some point here. Who knows if we'll be here next year. All right. So, let's do it next year if we're here. All right. I want to go to phones on this. Look, phones are ringing. All right, Fester, bring up the screener. I would like to hear your leftover nightmare stories if you happen to have one. I don't know if anyone listening is going to be able to top a college student that had his legs amputated because he ate. How does that happen? Leftovers from the night before? What the hell?
I've got so many questions about the restaurant that it was ordered at. Why did the guy get sick last night?
That doesn't make sense. All right, Ken is in Wesley Chapel. Hello, Ken. You're on the MJ Morning Show on Q105.
How's it going?
Doing well, Ken. What do you have?
So my wife's family decided to do a family reunion, and this was our first family reunion in years. And so it was a big deal. We rented this cabin up in the mountains. We go up there. And the second night, everybody ate leftovers from the first night.
Right.
And so, within an hour or two, it just turns into this barfarama.
That's a great word.
Yeah, it was horrible. Everybody went down. Literally, actually, I was the only person who didn't get basically stuck in a bathroom, and we had a daughter who was young at the time. So I sequestered ourselves in a room.
And hold on, Ken. Let me get the details again. Family reunion, and the leftovers were how old?
They were 24 hours. They were from the day before.
My God! So what happened?
To be honest, something must have been bad. It was leftover chicken.
What happened?
So similar, but not. No noodles, but it was leftover chicken and rice.
My God! And how many family members were hurling?
So there was 14 people. So 13 were hurling.
It was a vomitorium.
There were 2 bathrooms. So the other thing is, we rented this cabin.
Wait a minute. There were. Hold on a minute. There were only 2 bathrooms for 14 barfing family members.
Yes, it was horrible. It was horrible. People, yeah.
You need more than 2 bathrooms at a barfarama.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What were you saying? What was the last thing you were saying?
So since then we've changed. So now anytime we go on a reunion, everybody has to have their own bathroom because of this horrible experience.
Thank you, Ken. That's why we take phone calls here on the MJ Morning Show. Is that amazing? Let's grab Lisa. Lisa's in Newport Richie. Lisa, do you have a leftover food nightmare?
Oh, yes. We were eating at a Chinese restaurant up here in Newport Richie.
I don't mention the name. Go ahead.
Okay. And the next afternoon, the kids and I and my husband, we're eating, chicken teriyaki on a stick.
Right.
Okay. We started eating it, and my husband turns around and said, it looks like a rat's foot. I said, what? And I'm not lying. It was.
There was a rat's foot?
It was a rat's foot.
What, hold on. The chicken teriyaki, were these on skewers?
Yes, they were on a skewer.
The rat's foot was on a skewer?
And you didn't even recognize it until you saw it going off to the side. It was totally disgusting. We called Channel 8 on your side, and they investigated it and everything. That place got shut down.
Hold on. Did it make it on TV?
Yes.
Did you call Bankin? Did you better call Bankin?
No.
That's who you call. You should got Bankin on the case.
Yeah, well, she's part of 8 on your side. Better call Bankin. Yeah. All right, so the restaurant was shut down, and it was confirmed that it was a rat foot?
Yes, they did a testing on it.
Hang on, there's the Pasco County Fire and Rescue. Hold on, let them go by.
Yep.
All right, go ahead. So it was confirmed that it was a rat's foot?
Yes, it was. They had rats running around the restaurant, and they're infested with roaches and stuff.
But how did it make it? There were so many rats, they decided to utilize it in the cooking?
I guess so. I don't know.
All right, I don't know about us.
Yes, I'll take the ratatouille. Yeah, I'll take the rat and broccoli. Hey, thanks for the call. Wow, Lisa. Channel 8 investigated. Dr. Carmack.
All right.
We got a doctor.
Ooh.
Dr. Carmack, welcome to the MJ Morning Show.
Hello, MJ. You're actually friends with Chuck, the official ophthalmologist of your show. He was one of my professors at USF.
100%. Dr. Chuck Slonim, a USF professor, and he runs the ophthalmology department at the VA now, and a great friend of Michelle and mine, and a great ophthalmic surgeon. Oh, he's also the lightning doctor. He's one of the lightning doctors. Since game one back in the 90s, Chuck Slonim has been one of the lightning doctors. Go ahead, Doc. Go ahead. What's your story?
Oh, so when I was a long time ago, it's been about 15 years, I saw a patient who actually lost an eye from leftovers. So in medical school, they teach us that there is a bacteria called Bacillus cereus. And the way that we remember that is because you can get it from reheated rice. And we used to say, come on, be serious. You can't get it from reheated rice. So it's a cause of something called endogenous endophthalmitis, which means it gets into your bloodstream from your GI system. It goes to the eye and causes an internal infection, which is devastating to the vision. And it was so bad, this patient had to lose an eye, get the eye removed, called an enucleation, because it was so painful. We couldn't control the pressure in the eye. They were going to have no vision anyway.
Wow.
But it was definitely from reheated rice, again, from a Chinese restaurant.
How old was the rice that was reheated?
It was like, I don't know, 3 or 4 days.
I don't understand that. That's crazy.
Doc, I have a question for you. This is out of the realm of eye medical conditions, but maybe you can help me. What is the timeline on when you eat food and then you exhibit food poisoning? I was actually talking to somebody about this the other day because I thought it was 6 to 7 hours, but I guess there are some bacteria that won't show up for 3 to 5 days. You won't feel the effects?
Yeah, so I'm not an expert on gastroenterology, but I know there are certain bacterial infections that can be ingested and kind of smolder in your gastrointestinal biome, we call it, and they can escalate into the point where you start to manifest symptoms. So it's highly variable depending on the dosage of bacteria, what we call the colony forming count, and also the time frame. So,
and also people that say, like I've had friends, or sometimes Chloe will say, she'll eat something and 12 minutes later, I think I have food poisoning. No, there's no way, right? In half an hour or an hour, you're not getting food poisoning, right?
No.
Hey, Doc, thanks a lot, and thanks for mentioning Dr. Chuck Slonim. Great guy.
Okay, thanks for your time. Talk to you later.
Are you in private practice now? Are you out in the world, or what?
Yeah, I'm in Carillon Park in St. Petersburg.
Oh, you're right near us.
So you're an ophthalmologist in Carillon, right?
Yeah, I'm a cataract surgeon.
Oh, excellent. Dr. Carmack. Thank you, Doc. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for listening.
Of course. Have a good day. Bye.
We have a very upwardly mobile professional audience as well. A lot of,
Got everybody.
A lot of doctors and lawyers listen to the MJ Morning Show. A very effective program to advertise your business.
We also have a lot of felons listening. I think they play us into jail.
You want to become an MJ Morning Show advertiser to reach, a wide variety of folks? You want to advertise? You want me to do live commercials for you folks? Just email me, mj@mjmorningshow.com. mj@mjmorningshow.com. All right, I got to move on here, but let me grab, we got 2 more. Man, the phones won't stop ringing on this. So if you're just tuning in, we had a story that has made the rounds in the last day. Happened last year. A college kid up in Massachusetts had his legs amputated because he got sepsis from eating leftover lo mein. Like a day old from a Chinese restaurant. I mean, insane. So now we're asking for these, leftover nightmare stories. GW in Largo. Hello, GW. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Hey, hi, guys. You guys are like a extended family of mine. Incredible. I just want to send my regards quickly to Wildy Wilder. I love her. She's like real down to earth. And I'll give you my story.
You mean, hold on, Roxanne?
Yep, Wildy Wilder, yeah.
So
I lost my first name.
You're now what?
That's my name for a while.
I love it. Thank
So
you.
she's not Roxanne. She's not Roxanne. She's Wildy Wilder. And by the way, GW, let me just.
I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Fester and Froggy, you keep messing with her, something bad's going to happen to them.
All right.
All right. And GW, before you move on, I just want to point something out. Something you said about us being extended family for you. We feel the same way. So let me just point that to all of our listeners. We consider all of our listeners that listen to us, we consider you part of like the team here. You know, we're having conversations with you. We're not just barking at you.
Are you kidding me? GW just threatened me. My entire family has threatened me.
You educate. No, I warned you. There's a difference.
I try to warn him all the time.
All right, so GW, tell me about your food poisoning nightmare.
Here's the thing. We're having a family party, and I look in the back of the fridge, and, you know, we didn't have any shrimp cocktail, which I love, and I look back, and I see some shrimp back there. Now, we found out later on it was there 3 days, okay? It was there 3 days. I ate the shrimp, and within 30 minutes, I went to get up, and it was like my equilibrium, or what they call like an inner ear infection.
Yeah.
I was dizzy.
Like years or
Next
something.
thing you know, they're running me to the VA. Okay, my son's running me to the VA. Excuse me. I get there. Whatever they did, it made me projectile vomit. I mean, everywhere.
Whatever they did saved your life.
They made you give up the bad shrimp.
One of their experts on this,
right,
at the VA in Syracuse, New York.
Yeah.
And he told me when they were sending me home, he says, son, here's the deal on this. Some people recover in a week or so, and some people never recover. It's something you'd have to live with, God forbid.
From getting food poisoning from bad shrimp in the fridge. Well, hell, a guy lost his legs from eating lo mein a day old in the fridge.
It was shrimp. I still eat shrimp, but I don't eat it 3 days old.
Yeah. It might have been a good idea to grab the mystery shrimp in the back of the fridge. Hi, GW.
Thanks, GW.
Yeah.
I like him.
Wildy Wilder, is that your new name?
I mean,
okay.
GW is calling us family as pet names for Roxanne. That's a little bit much, GW.
Let me grab one more.
Thanks for
All
listening.
right, so these are food poisoning nightmare stories because of the crazy amputation story. Last call, James in Weeki Hello, James, MJ Morning Show.
Good morning, guys. So I was a Navy corpsman for a long time, and I was stationed at boot camp for a while up in Great Lakes. And the galley tried to spread some macaroni salad a little further, and they have this big Hobart tubs of it. So they had a nice bottom layer of cold stuff, and then they put nice new hot stuff on top of it at first. And we closed up the clinic because the day was over, but then all of a sudden a couple kids started coming in. Before you know it, within 20 minutes, we had about 200 recruits back at the clinic puking their brains up with bags everywhere. We had IVs going like you wouldn't believe. It was horrible.
My God, 200 Navy seamen that are throwing up bad macaroni salad. Oh my God.
They were throwing up everywhere, MJ.
Oh, my God. All right, thanks for the call. I appreciate it.
That's awful.
It's crazy.
Oh, man, yes.
Listen, so this weekend, this is crazy. I was having a conversation with an attorney who just was in a food poisoning trial, right? And she told me an interesting fact that you should not only not eat raw oysters in months without ours, but you shouldn't eat them in September or October either. You can still get that poisoning. And I thought to myself, God, I got to find a way to work this into the show. And I just did. My dream came true.
I just, I love oysters. You know, sometimes I'll eat raw oysters at like a high-end omakase, Japanese restaurant in Tokyo or in New York. I'll eat raw oysters that just got flown in from some, famous fish market. But I don't eat a lot of raw oysters these days. I love oysters, so I buy the Crown Prince raised in South Korea smoked oysters. That's what I buy.
Yeah. I'll eat oysters at a gas station. I love oysters. Put them on a cracker with some cocktail sauce.
Every month?
Nothing like some gas station oysters. All right, so tell me, what is the issue here with you and Coop and Big Brother? There's something new?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Celebrity Big Brother sucks.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, it totally got ruined by two conniving sons of bitches.
All right, well, so what happened?
Okay.
Because you guys are like super fans. Coop, our producer, and Fester are Big Brother super fans, and right now they're in the midst of the Celebrity Big Brother season.
The finale's tomorrow.
Okay.
They're at the final 4 right now.
Right.
They're at the final 3, Cooper.
All right,
Oh,
so-
that's right. Yep. As of last night,
okay.
final 3.
So what's the problem?
All right, so the whole house has been run all season long by Todrick
And Misha.
and Misha. Misha's an MMA fighter, and Todrick is a choreographer.
But I thought you predicted that the MMA fighter was going to be the first one to be kicked off.
Okay, she's the most powerful, and she should have been. But those two connivers conned Carson Kressley.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Into getting
All right,
out his
who-
ally.
Who's Carson Kressley?
Only the most fabulous person.
Is that the queer eye for the gay? What is it? Queer eye for
Queer
the
Eye
straight
for-
guy?
When Queer Eye for the Straight Guy first came out, like in 2000.
But he was with that, right?
He was with.
Okay,
that's
gotcha.
where I
All
first saw him,
All right.
and he's been a Hollywood clinger, famous for no real good reason, but quite the personality.
He's donned as an Emmy award-winning TV
All right,
personality.
so what's the problem?
It's just not going the right way.
These two bullies, and one of them are going to win. And Cynthia from Real Housewives of Atlanta, who's kind of a dolt in all of this, she hasn't won anything. The final 3, and I hate that there's a 2/3 chance that one of the winners are going to be one of these bullies.
All right, so what happened at 10:37 p.m. last night?
Okay, 10:37 p.m.
Because you mentioned something about 10:30. It was.
Okay, my 10:37 has nothing to do with Big Brother.
Okay. Because you were talking about Big Brother earlier off the air, and then you mentioned 10:37
while I was watching Big Brother last night.
That's right. While you were watching Big Brother at 10:37, you got a text, and it's another nude female that sent you a picture.
I get texts all the time.
Well, because Froggy has been giving out Fester's cell number on the program now incessantly. Froggy's just been blurting out Fester's cell number. Froggy, by the way, if you're just tuning in, Froggy is not here today through the rest of the week. Froggy's at a trade show for shelves for the family company in Orlando.
Sounds like a fascinating week ahead
Sounds
for him.
really exciting.
All right, so I get a text at 10:37 last night.
Yes.
And it says, "Hi, baby." And I'm looking at this. I'm thinking, oh, great.
And it is a nude photo of a woman's body from the thigh up to like
It's a
her
torso.
of her neckline.
Yeah.
And she is totally nude.
Well, they write, "Hi, baby." And then I write back.
Don't show the camera, by the way.
I wrote back, "Geez." Like, oh, geez. Look at this. What are you doing? And then they send me this photograph.
I
And-
saw it.
And then I wrote, "Go to bed."
All right. Now, Fester wrote down the phone number for me.
Yeah.
It came from an 813 number. It came from 813-666. Oh, my.
How do you tell the phone company that number's fine?
813-666. All right, let's call the number. Let's see if this is a real deal. I'm calling the number of whoever sent Fester a nude female, and it doesn't look like a professional picture. It looks like a selfie. It looks like it's a nude selfie that someone sent Fester.
Great.
Let's see what the deal is here. 813-666. All right. All right, Fester, pick up the phone. All right. Because I can't put him on the air without permission. So we abide by rules. Don't feel like getting an FCC fine here. All right. So Fester is now listening to the ringing phone. What's happening, Fester?
It's a automated voicemail.
With nothing, no message, no like a name.
No
It's
name.
Totally automated.
Yeah, totally automated.
You mean the number you've
reached and it gave out
813
right
666 fourth
Yes.
All right, so that was it.
Yeah.
I wonder what the story is there. Very interesting.
So.
All right. When we get back, this concludes this extremely long, very entertaining segment here on the MJ Morning Show. We got almost an hour to go, so we've got a lot of. I still have like total A-list material to get to in just a bit. Did you hear about this BYU student and the rocket fuel that he was cooking on his stove?
Delicious.
This is insane. Also, I'm sure Roxanne has more to talk about with 22222, right?
Two more things to say about that.
Yeah, and
on a Tuesday.
Yeah. And then, what is that smell? Yeah, really weird story about this smell thing going on. So hold on. Got a loaded segment next. Plus, Hollywood Dirt. Kanye West. Oh, did you hear about Ed Sheeran's ticking off his neighbors?
No.
Yeah, I got a lot of folks. It's going to be a really packed, jammed up variety pack next here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Don't move. Lester and Roxanne. Froggy's out for the rest of the week. Coop, our producer, in the producer booth. It is 9 o'clock, or rolling up on 9:01 here at the MJ Morning Show. Just out of curiosity, did anybody get a new cell phone yesterday with a new cell phone number in Hillsborough County? Is anybody listening right now that you have one of the new 656 area codes? Oh, God, this dreaded new area code.
What's the matter with the code I'm using? 'Cause they say that it's out of style. Now I've got to use 10 digits, baby, every time that I want to dial. Maybe I'm just too sentimental, but 656 is too detrimental. Everybody's talking about the new code, honey, but it's still 813 to me.
All right, so the question is, anyone get a 656 area code? Yesterday was the first day they were dealing them out. Yeah, so starting yesterday on Feb 21, today, of course, is 2/22/22. And if you were awake at 2:22 and 22 seconds this morning, then you really had the full freaking experience. All right, so anyone listening, did you get a new cell phone? Or you know what? Any cell phone store employees, any T-Mobile, Verizon, AT&T employees listening right now.
Yeah, how many did you give out yesterday?
So have they started rolling? Have you started handing out 656 area codes? Now, if you don't know the deal, we're technically out of 813 area codes. So we're out, and now they are introducing this new area code. It was announced last year at 656. So Hillsborough County is going to have 813 and 656. So if anyone got a new 656 number already, I'd love to hear from you. Or if you're a cell phone store employee, have you handed any out? If you want to remain anonymous, if you don't want to say who you work for, that's fine. I don't know why there's no real secret there. But 800-990-1047. Call us up right now. Call us up right now. Anyone listening, have you been given a new 656 area code for Hillsborough County? Or any cell phone store employees? Have you started dealing out the 656s? And, what's the reaction? Are people saying, what? I don't want 656. I want 813. All right, fire up the phones. If anyone can tell us about your new 656, or if you work at a cell store, 800-990-1047. Fire up the phones. Give us a call quickly here. I'd like to know if anyone has this new 656. All right, 800-990-1047. That's our number here at the station. Dial us up, 800-990-1047. Would love to hear the stories. All right, Coop is hopefully going to screen calls here in a second. Fester, is this going to generate calls?
I don't think too many people have them.
But but if you work at a cell store, I mean, we got to have people listening that work for, T-Mobile, Verizon, or AT&T.
Doled them out.
That they're starting to deal these things out. So, I mean, I think this would be a tough, Coop.
So how does that work? So the first person with that 61 or 656 area code, is it going to be 0000001?
No, because
that's a good question.
I'm sure that they've probably handed exchanges. So they probably handed in Hillsborough County for 656. They probably handed Verizon a chunk of
3s and 4s,
352 or 627. They probably handed them because each one that you have. So if your number starts, let's say with I'm 601, my cell begins with 601. So if I'm 813-601, then you have 10,000 combinations in that exchange because you have 4 digits and you can go up to
000 to 999
through 9,999. You have 10,000 combinations there. So I'm sure each of the cell companies, they were handed blocks of exchanges that would be, that's for Verizon, that's for AT&T, and then they have a computer random generator that just spits out the numbers. So, you might end up with the worst cell. You know what the worst phone numbers are? The worst phone numbers are the ones where every single number is different, and there is no repetition whatsoever. You know what I'm saying?
Have you ever typed in your phone number into one of those generator things that tells you what words it spells if you went by the letters on the number keypad?
Well, I've got an O and a 0 for operator,
Oh.
so mine doesn't.
Yours doesn't work that way.
Mine doesn't work.
Anyways, I think it would be super annoying if it spelled something cutesy and every time.
What's no calls
No?
on this, Coop? 0?
We're getting a lot of 6-5 sucks, but nobody with a 656 area code.
All right, so people are calling up and saying that 656 sucks.
Yeah, they're just yelling it and hanging up.
But no, but nobody has one yet. Why can't we get a cell phone store employee? Come on, damn it! If you work for T-Mobile, Verizon, or AT&T, or Cricket, or Consumer Cell, I don't know. If you work for one of the cell companies and you're in Hillsborough County, call us up. Have you started handing out the 656s? And what has customer reaction been? He's answering calls. People are saying 656 sucks. That's what people are calling. I know it sucks.
I don't know that we need that, people.
All right. I'm gonna move on. 800-990-1047. I'm gonna give this like 20 more seconds, and then I'm moving on. I can't believe we can't get. Coop is answering calls, but apparently they're just screaming at him that it sucks.
Well, move on to a number that doesn't suck. 22222.
800-990-1047. All right, Coop's on the phone for a long time now. Yes or a no? Oh man, come. What are they talking about right now?
Now people are going out of their way to call and scream at Coop because we said that's what some people were doing.
I can't believe. All right, moving along. All right, what were you saying about 22222?
Yeah, let's talk about numbers that don't suck. That's a cool number. Today is Tuesday. You spell it with a TWO because of all the twos in it. And it is a palindrome. So that's cool.
Yeah.
And
So that's cool.
Yeah, real cool. Yeah. Also, you know what today is? It's not just 22222. It's also PDQ's Day. And we're giving away a $50 PDQ gift. Look at Coop. He's still answering calls. People are just yelling at him. 656 sucks. Come on. You telling me that with the 80 calls that you just screened, I can't get any 656 calls on this thing? All right. So, yeah, 22222. Listen, it's another day to be. The whole numerology thing, I'm sorry. Coop, what are people calling about?
Now they're coming up with ideas for better area codes, but nobody with a 656 area code.
All right.
Maybe we're too new in the process here.
I mean, give it a week, MJ. Give it a week before we expect people to actually have that number.
All right. I'll tell you what. Next Tuesday, will you mark it down on our planner?
All right.
Next Tuesday. So we'll see in. All right, so next Tuesday.
We'll
talk about it. Hey, Fester, you sent me a story last night.
I did.
And the little headline to the item. Look at every line is ringing again. All right, Coop, let me know if any calls roll in here. Let me put these on hold. Coop's answering. Let me put these on hold. All right, if you're on hold, hang on. All right, so Fester sends me a story last night, and he's like, the one thing that MJ won't do.
I think of this every time I see a story related to this activity.
Yep.
The one thing MJ will not do.
Yep.
Honestly, MJ, you're a really adventurous guy. I mean, you're talking about scuba diving in Egypt. I know you've traveled most of this globe.
Well, not a lot of it, but not, there are plenty of places I haven't been. But
I know what it is you want to.
Next month, I'm going to Egypt. Next month, I am flying to Cairo and then to Hurghada. Then I'm driving 3 hours along the Red Sea to go to a little port to get on a boat. I'm going on a scuba liveaboard boat on the Red Sea for a week. So I'll dive. I just won't do this type of diving.
Yeah, you're not a skydiver.
I'm not doing that. I'm telling you right now, I'm not skydiving. That's one of the, and Fester remembers this. I have always said for years, since you've known me, we've had skydiving stories come up, whether it's, all kinds of fun and games and excitement and good safe jumps, or whether it's some of the skydiving accident stories. I'm not skydiving. And I've been asked. So over the course of the MJ Morning Show, over a couple of decades of this show, I have been asked to do like tandem jumps. Hey, some kind of promote. There were like numerous promotional things where they try to get me to skydive, and I'm like, no. Or I think years ago, one of the salespeople.
It was like Skydive with
over
MJ.
It was like over at either J-Core days or Clear Channel days. One of the salespeople got angry at me because they had, I think it was Skydiving City or something. They wanted to like do commercials and have me take lessons to become a skydiver. I'm like, no, I'm not skydiving. Listen, if that's your thing, hey, I know skydivers that love it. It is the greatest thing in the world to them. I'm just not doing it.
You know what you could do? You could do the skydiving where it's simulated in the room and they just push you up with the air.
Yeah, with the big like turbo fan or whatever they use.
Yeah, I'm not against that, but
well,
jumping out of a real plane.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I'll fly all day long. I flew with the Blue Angels back in 2007 for 45 minutes over the Gulf off of Pensacola. I got the real flight for 45 minutes. It was amazing. You know, I broke the sound barrier, broke Mach 1. I mean, just incredible stuff. I've skied all over the place. I'm a scuba diver. Again, I'm going to Egypt for a week next month, but I'm not skydiving. The reason why I bring this up is Fester sent me the story about skydiving instructor didn't make it following a tandem jump near Houston. So the skydiving instructor, he's deceased.
What caught my eye was that this is the teacher. It's not some novice walking out there off the plane.
The student, the tandem jumper that was attached to the main jumper, the student remained hospitalized. Happened over the weekend outside of Houston. And the unidentified student is a woman reported to be suffering from serious but non-life-threatening injuries. And something went wrong. And apparently they just spotted them spiraling and they hit the ground.
That's awful. You know, whenever I do hear people say, oh, yeah, skydiving, that's on my bucket list. And in my head, I always say, if you want to kick the bucket. But I don't say it out loud.
Yeah. So one eyewitness said he let off his primary, and then the secondary chute opened halfway up, so he didn't fall like a straight fall. He was like 50% chute, like a corkscrew, and here's the instructor dies. The student's all mangled up. But, so Fester sent me this and said, this is something you're not going to do.
No.
100%.
If I ever went on a tandem jump and something went wrong, I fear that they would use me as like an extra layer of landing pad. Just trying to get between the ground and impact. Let's just jam our chubby tandem guy in between us. So I'm staying away from those things.
I got to get to the celebrity pile here in just a moment. Fester, there's a problem at one of your favorite retail establishments of all time.
I have several.
Give me your list.
Okay, first one, hands down, is the Dollar Tree. Not to be confused with other dollar stores.
It is a dollar store.
Yes.
Did you see the story out of the Family Dollar?
I'm glad you asked. Yes.
Oh my God.
I have breaking Google News alerts anytime something happens at one of the dollar stores.
Right.
And they have a big recall going down.
Yeah. So this is nuts. Family Dollar has closed 404 stores because of a rat infestation. What? The West Memphis, Tennessee Distribution Center. Does that let's see, that affects 11 states. I wonder if Florida is part of that.
Well, West Memphis is in Arkansas. It's over the Mississippi River.
All right. So if you're a frequent shopper at Family Dollar, your Family Dollar might be closed. I don't know if any here in the Tampa Bay area have been affected, but there are widespread closures across the Mid-South. An alert came out from the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, reporting a contamination of products. At the company's distribution center in West Memphis, products are delivered to 11 states. Because of the FDA report, the products that were stored in that facility from January 1st of last year, January 1st of 2021, to right now, have been voluntarily recalled by Family Dollar.
All right, so there's no stores in Florida.
All right, so no Florida store. In Memphis, shoppers might see a white piece of paper taped to the front door with a message saying temporarily closed. What the note doesn't say is why. Internal records from Family Dollar show about 2,300 rodents were collected between late March and mid-September of last year at this Family Dollar distribution center in West Memphis, which apparently they don't distribute to Florida. Holy crap. You imagine closing 404 stores? And you found 2,300. Those are the rats you found.
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
did you not find? Oh, my God.
They're good at hiding.
What the hell?
That's disgusting.
That's pretty nasty. That's unbelievable.
It's a lot of locations. This is a big deal.
Damn right it is.
It's a lot of rat poop.
Hey, what happens if you ask a pilot to be a flight attendant?
All right.
Okay. So in what scenario would that make sense?
Glad you asked.
Is he flying the plane and can you get up and serve some drinks?
Hold on. Just think for a second. You use your brains, guys.
All right.
It's a lot to ask.
In what current situation or scenario would pilots maybe be asked to work as flight attendants?
Okay. I know.
This isn't a labor shortage question.
Yes, it is.
It is.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
That's exactly what the answer
It's
is.
exact. Why wouldn't it be a labor shortage question? It is.
What, when you're flying at altitude on autopilot, he gets up from his chair or she gets up from her chair and starts serving drinks?
No.
No, it's because COVID, somebody gets sick and they can't come into work.
Yeah. So, no, they're not piloting the plane and then they double duty. No, these are pilots.
Oh.
These are pilots that are being asked by their airline to be flight attendants, not operating the airplane, not flying, not a pilot or a captain or a first officer. No, there are pilots with British Airways that are being asked to not fly the plane or be in the cockpit, but to become a flight attendant because British Airways, I just flew BA. Julian and we flew British Airways. Right? Yeah, we flew British Airways. Back from London on January 1st. We flew British Airways from London Heathrow to Gatwick. I'm sorry, London Heathrow to Newark. Michelle took the Gatwick flight. She flew BA nonstop from Gatwick right to Tampa.
And a pilot didn't bring her the Diet Coke? Or
No,
anything?
well, maybe so. But here's what's going on. There is such a flight attendant shortage. There is an internal memo that went out to all the British Airways employees and pilots that they're so short-staffed on flight attendants that British Airways is asking for pilots to temporarily take on the role as flight attendant.
So do they get paid as pilots?
It's a good question. That's a very good question.
Because why not if you do?
I don't know. They're also asking office staff, but flight attendants have to go through training. They've got to do the swimming pool and
They have a specific set of skills.
The flotation
Yes.
stuff. They have to do the evacuation drills and everything. So I don't think you can just grab Molly from accounting and put her on a flight later this afternoon.
Molly, hey, listen, we're going to need you to take the London to Washington route this weekend.
Okay, how long do I have to memorize the script?
We need you
What
right
to do?
now.
Oh,
Right now. Just put down your stuff. Come on.
Yeah.
All right. So they're looking to hire 4,000 cabin crew members before summertime.
Yeah, BA needs a whole lot of folks. They've had folks quit. They've had, obviously, a shortage because of COVID. But apparently, pilots have been asked to act as flight attendants and not fly the airplane. So, I would imagine some will be happy to, take one for the team and help out. And I'm sure some are like, I'm a pilot.
Okay,
I'm
hold
not going
on.
to serve Diet Cokes.
All right. So I read a little more into this story. They're not demanding the pilots do this.
No, they're not demanding. They're asking them. They're looking for voluntary pilots to help out and fill the flight attendant roles.
British Airways has invited the pilots to train to become flight attendants. Apparently, it's a 6-week school. It's a 6-week training. You can't just throw the pilot in there to.
Yeah, but they got to start now to become flight attendants.
to go to the school.
So you can fly airplanes, but you can also be a flight attendant if you want to. And it's because they're having a whole staff shortage. They had a lot that just walked away during COVID. So they're having a very serious labor shortage is what it comes down to.
The roles are temporary, and they would still receive their £100,000 per year salaries.
Wow.
That's cool.
All right. Well, with that, I'm looking at my Hollywood dirt pile. I'm looking at loose ends. Oh, I didn't get to the Jacksonville smell story.
Oh, we've got to talk about that.
Yeah, there's a smell in Jacksonville.
There's been a smell in Jacksonville for
Well,
a long
no,
time.
but that kind of went away. That was back when they had the old like pulp and paper plants not far away from the Florida-Georgia line up there.
I remember when we were kids
those?
coming down
Oh, yeah.
95 from New York.
Hold on to that same thing.
Yeah.
It smelled like
We
rotten,
knew when we
like
got to
rotten
Jacksonville.
underwear, man.
Yeah.
All right, hold,
Yeah, exactly.
hold on to that thought. Hang on, smelly Jacksonville, which that kind of went away, and now, well, there's a problem, and they're trying to sniff it out. Like, seriously, this you got to hear this. And then Ed Sheeran is ticking off his neighbors, and we got a lot of stuff next. Don't move. Final chunk of the MJ Morning Show is next here on Q105. Oh, and guess what it is? Today is PDQ's Day. Let me tell you about PDQ, and then I can't think of a better way to end this PDQ live spot with a PDQ gift card for you to call in and win. All right, hold on to that thought. Folks, let me give you... favor. Would you please have a meeting with Ted later on today? Ted, our program director.
You want me to?
Yeah, have a
Okay.
meeting with Ted and tell Ted that I want to add Modern Love by David Bowie to the library.
Well.
All right. Could you do that, please?
I'll do that.
Yeah. Fester, you have some Modern Love here? Yeah, hit it. Go ahead. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is great. This is one of my favorite Bowie songs. I love this. Yeah, I love David Bowie.
That's all you're going to play?
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, you know, when
we love it that much.
When he died, one of the ways when I used to do mornings up in New York for like 3 years or so, Bowie's apartment was along one of the paths that I would walk home. I would always, at the end of my afternoon show, which I did from the studio down in Tribeca, my afternoon Schnitt show, I would like walk home like 10 different ways, just different avenues and blocks to get up to Union Square area. And when Bowie died, one of the ways that I used to walk home was literally on the street where his loft was. And when he died, like hundreds of people were in the street. You know, the flowers, thousands of flowers and arrangements and all kinds of posters and memorabilia on the sidewalk. I took some pictures. If you go back and probably check my Insta, I don't know if I was doing Insta back then, but on my Twitter feed, there should be pictures of that. If you type in at Todd Schnitt and then David Bowie, I'm sure some things will come up. Oh, speaking of my Insta, I encourage you to give me a follow. Guess what? Did you see the shark that I saw last night?
I did. A baby bull.
A baby bull shark. So last night I'm walking the dogs in the neighborhood, and a fisherman just in the neighborhood just fishing. The fisherman caught a juvenile bull shark.
Oh,
I mean,
wow.
right in Tampa Bay here, and they're all over the place.
Fact about bull sharks: they have more testosterone than any animal on the planet.
We're playing Baby Shark?
Are you going to play Baby It really was. It was a baby shark.
Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark, do 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 do. Mommy shark.
Daddy shark, do 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 do. Daddy shark, do do.
Anyway, if you want to see the baby shark, it is a juvenile bull shark that the fisherman caught, reeled it out of the water, dehooked it. I don't know how he dehooked it, but the hook is out, the line is out, and he's holding the bull shark by the tail. And what is this? Probably 2.5 feet long?
Yeah, I'd say 2.5 feet.
Maybe it's a juvenile baby bull shark. This thing's going to grow up to be a bad mofo.
Someone's arm off.
Yeah, probably going to end up like, a 9-10 foot bull shark?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and listen, I've had paddle boarders and boater friends, around Colbreth. The bull sharks are out there.
Yeah, they'll eat an alligator.
Yeah, they are. The bull sharks are out there.
Yeah, they will.
If you want to see the baby bull shark, literally, and my dogs were going crazy. I'm walking Scout and Gatsby last night. This is right after my Schnitt show, after 6 o'clock. Sun is, has just set. Beautiful, colors on the horizon. And here's the fisherman just holding this bull shark. All right, let me get a picture of that. Meanwhile, my dog's going. Yeah, they're sounding like Dino from the Flintstones. My dogs are going crazy. It's like, guys, don't stick your nose right near the bull shark's mouth. It might not be pretty. So he was holding up the shark. I grabbed the picture, and then he, tossed it back in the water, kind of held the tail, got it all wet, and then the bull shark just swam off. So,
and Fester was kind of giving me a look when I was talking about them eating alligators, but they go into the Mississippi River. And there have been bull sharks that have.
I'm watching a video where the shark's getting the bad end of the stick on this one.
Yeah, Fester's got a video where the alligator's eating the bull shark.
Yeah.
All right, so if you want to see this picture of a bull shark being held by a fisherman by the tail.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, last night, take a look at the picture. I snapped this last night at like 6:15, 6:20 last night. Take a look. Go to it's on my Instagram. So I encourage you to follow my Instagram because you never know. You might find pictures of me making pasta. The next thing, it's a shark. All right, so check out my Insta. My personal MJ Insta is at Certified Todd Schnitt. It's my real name. So Certified and then TODDSCHNITT. check out the bull shark, little baby bull shark, and then give me a follow as well. Certified Todd Schnitt on Insta. You want to take us home with a little baby shark music there, Coop? Want to hit it again here? Want to slug it one more time? It's a baby bull shark. Baby bull shark. Baby bull shark. All
right. So I wasn't listening because I was looking up Roxanne's crocodiles eating sharks or vice versa.
Right.
He threw it back, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay,
that was it.
I said I wasn't. I was trying to look something else
Yeah.
up. All right. Last 4 things on your Instagram. A picture of Lady Gaga is that House of Gucci?
Yeah, we watched House of Gucci also over the weekend, and that was good. Lady Gaga was tremendous. Lady Gaga was fantastic.
All right. Then there's a picture of you holding a bottle of wine in front of an older radio.
There's a beautiful Pauillac Bordeaux we had on Saturday night, I believe. Then
there's a picture of your massive double chin.
Well,
That was the pressure washing video.
yeah, that was
okay,
me. Now, do I have a double chin right now? I don't have one.
I guess you're looking down at the
when,
camera.
Yeah, I'm looking down at the camera, so I got a little bit of a chin fold going on.
And then look at
but
the
like
shark.
normally, I don't have the double chin. But if I look down, I get a little.
Well, everybody does if they look down.
Get a little bit of a double chin. But I shot a video, a little minute-long video of me pressure washing my dock on Saturday, and man, pressure washing is so relaxing. It is so fulfilling. Anyway, just here's a video of us in studio, just all kinds of vacation pictures, sandwiches. Oh, the crazy murder motel that we stayed in Miami.
Yeah.
The day room we took for my brother's wedding. All kinds of stuff. So follow my Insta, Certified Todd Schnitt. That's Certified TODD SCHNITT. And the shark from last night. Good stuff. Take a look. All right. Jacksonville. We got to get to the smell. What is that smell? So Jacksonville used to have a nasty odor. What again, Festa, you brought up driving from New York to Florida with your family as kids.
Right.
Same thing here. I remember we used to drive through southern Georgia into Jacksonville on I-95, heading to Grandma's house in either Grandma 1 was in Hollywood, Grandma 2 was in Lake Worth. And you go through Jacksonville. This is back in the 1970s. And, man, it reeked. It was awful smelling. Yeah. Jacksonville. And I believe it was the paper factories. It was like the pulp and it was nasty.
It was sulfur in the air from the paper mills on the St. Johns River is what I always heard.
I also grew up in Virginia Beach for a good chunk of my life.
Right.
And when we used to drive through Smithfield or Franklin, Virginia, same deal. They had paper mills out there or logging mill and the same smell. Jacksonville used to reek. It was nasty.
You know what stunk is Bakersfield, and I lived there for a short period of time, and I was told the smell that you smell when you drive down into the valley is crystal meth.
Really?
Yeah.
In Bakersfield, I'd believe it.
Mhm.
Bakersfield, California.
Yeah.
Wasn't that where Sons of Anarchy took place? Or is that,
Probably.
or was that Sacramento or somewhere up there?
Somewhere in there.
All right. Anyway, listen to this. City of Jacksonville. This is from News 4 Jack. So this is local Jacksonville TV station. City of Jacksonville installs sensors to figure out the source of all the terrible smells around town. Suddenly, there are awful, terrible smells all around Jacksonville. And they've actually put up electronic sniffer devices to try to figure out what the hell it is. The city of Jacksonville, new tool to help figure out what's behind the terrible smell that people have reported in parts of the city. It's something that News 4 Jax has been investigating for years. Crews installed several new devices to detect odors. We want to be able to hopefully solve this problem once and for all, said Melissa Long, who's Jacksonville's Environmental Quality Division Chief. The first EnviroSuite sensor was installed late last week in Boone Park. The city plans to install the devices in different neighborhoods to figure out where the smells are coming from.
What if you're trying to sell your house and it stinks?
Yeah. We have, at least based on complaints, believe that some of the odors may be coming from pining and styrene in the area. What? The sensors should be able to help narrow down. There'll be 13 of the sensors as part of a research project to figure out where the hell the smell is coming from. So it's almost like it's like a do-over of the way Jacksonville used to smell years ago with all the paper factories nearby.
Ew.
I think styrene is another word for like paper.
Styrene
Or latex.
Styrene is like a foam. It's like styrofoam, isn't it?
Styrene is a chemical used to make latex and synthetic rubber and resins. So they got all these factories putting out these chemicals. Ugh. Welcome to Florida.
Yeah.
All right, this is not a bright idea. I don't know if this kid's a rocket scientist. Obviously not. A BYU student. That would be Rox.
Bring your own. Bring your Brigham Young. I know.
Bring your underage date. I don't know. Well, maybe could be out there. So BYU students in a dorm have been displaced because some stupid student was making rocket fuel in a pot on the stove. What? Several students at Brigham Young University displaced from the dorm after homemade rocket fuel exploded. What is this, something out of a Roadrunner cartoon?
I had no idea you could make rocket fuel on your stovetop.
Incident happened Sunday, about 4:30 p.m. A fire alarm went off in the building in Heritage Halls at BYU. Firefighters arrived, found fire sprinklers were flooding the main floor. A resident of one of the dorm rooms was cooking up homemade rocket fuel. I'm thinking he's not going to be a student at this school much longer. Yeah. Bring your own undergrad.
Listen, this guy, I'm reading this along with you. He saw it online. He probably saw a TikTok from some guy how to make your own rocket fuel.
So this thing flashed, caused a fireball. It created enough heat to trip the sprinkler system. Firefighters put the fire out. The whole dorm had serious water damage. 22 students displaced. So a burned Pop-Tart is probably one of our number one calls as far as fire response. Not rocket fuel being made on a stove, according to the fire department spokesperson.
Have you seen a picture of the kitchen?
Yeah, it looks like it was burned with a giant blowtorch. What a bonehead. So it's unclear why the 22-year-old man was making homemade rocket fuel. Instructions for making it and using it in model rockets can be found online. What a dope. Whole thing just catches on fire. A couple of Hollywood. Oh, what time is it? Quickly here. Ed Sheeran. You see Ed Sheeran is having a war with his neighbors because he's building a burial crypt on his land out in the UK.
What? For himself?
Yeah, for whatever.
Isn't he a young guy?
He's building a chapel and a burial crypt.
Planning ahead.
On his land, 16-acre Frameling land, UK estate. So he's ticking off the neighbors. He's got a huge construction project. He's building a huge burial crypt. I mean, how old is Ed Sheeran? Like 32 or something?
Yeah.
Well, don't guess. I mean, can you look it up? How old is
He's
Ed?
young.
I don't think he's that old.
31.
Oh, it's close.
Born in 1991. Birthday was last week.
Yeah, pretty damn close, folks. All right. Alec Baldwin. This kind of popped over the weekend. Big story out there. Alec Baldwin may not have pulled the trigger in the deadly shooting on Rust. Now, if this is a technicality, if the hammer is cocked back and the hammer is released or something causes the hammer to get released, and then the firing pin hits the primer on the bullet and it's a real bullet, well, you don't necessarily have to pull the trigger if the hammer's back and the hammer, shoots forward. So, yeah, now the DA is saying that this is a possibility. Because remember, Alec Baldwin said, I didn't pull the trigger. It is possible that the hammer was pulled and the trigger wasn't pulled. So that's certainly a possibility. All right, folks, I think we're done. As usual, I got a whole show still on the table here. We just can't get to it all. So tomorrow's going to be packed. So we'll see you tomorrow for the Wednesday edition of the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. Anything before we go? Any loose ends that you got to cram on?
Happy 2/2/2/2/2/2 day.
That's right.
To you.
To you.
2/22/22.
To you too.
Yeah, and Roxanne is into all this numerology, hocus pocus stuff.
Hey, it'll never happen again in our lifetime.
Right. She's going to drive 22 miles an hour home over the Howard Franklin Bridge in a few minutes. She's going to be going 22 in the left lane, driving 22 miles an hour. It's going to be fantastic. All right, folks, have a great day. We'll see you back here. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Website is loaded, mjmorningshow.com. That's mjmorningshow.com. And we'll see you tomorrow. MJ Morning Show, Q105.